Word. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to the place to be on a Monday night, which is Outlaw Radio live from the basement. Welcome to what we do. Very happy to be here. My name is Kevin Barnes. It is my government name. It is the name my pappy gave me, Kevin Barnes, and I am the host of Outlaw Radio. And I'm so happy to be the host of Outlaw Radio and the mayor of Chocolate City, the militant with a microphone, the mouthpiece of the movement, aka the Negro Whisperer, certified professional life coach, Negro Whisperer. Yeah. And in some places, they know me as the world class smartass, but that just depends on where and how you know me. But it is what it is. I'm not alone. I got my co-host with me tonight, as usual. Mr. Carter, man. What the business is, man. How you doing tonight?
Life. What's happening, family? How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevate thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture teacher, hood healer. Hey, bro! You go to CMOS, man! Y'all better come on in.
Woo! Welcome to the show, my brother. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm great.
Yes, 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 y'all. Welcome to Outlaw Radio. Mondays and Wednesdays we're on 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until whenever we choose to cut the machine off because we own the machine. That is that's the facts of the situation. There's a number attached to our show, and that number is 262-202-5131. 262-202-5131. You can call in and get in on the conversation. We also have a chat room. I just ask that you share the show. I feel like the show needs to be put in front of more eyes and be heard by more ears because I believe, and I may be a little bit biased, but I believe we have the best thing going in terms of premium black news, black information. There's a little entertainment to it, but I'm not a court gesture per se. Like we laugh at what we laugh at, but I feel like when we have an opportunity to share amongst each other information in particular, we need to take advantage of that. So yeah, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's jokes and whatnot, but a lot of time it's pertinent information. So if you look for something like the newest rap mixtape or what the latest trend is or what Beyonce's doing or whatever, you're probably not going to hear that unless we have some spare time and I throw that in. More often than not, we talking about some real shit. So if that's what you're into, then you have the right show. And if that's not what you're into, fuck you and have a nice day. I'm joking around. I'm joking around. I'm joking. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, man. I'm not on my antisocial shit tonight. As a matter of fact, I'm in a pretty damn good mood. Mr. Carter, we always got to start the show off on Mondays by saying, how was your weekend?
My weekend was smooth, man. It was real smooth. It was beautiful. It was a good day Saturday, good day yesterday. I got a chance to get a lot of work done yesterday. Saturday, we sold out of damn near everything at the store. It was a great weekend, man. I'm blessed.
There you go. There you go. My son went to his senior prom this weekend, which was to me was just, it's something that I didn't do when I was in high school. I wasn't partaking in nothing like that. It just wasn't my shtick. I was, I wanted to be on the block. I wasn't, but I urged my son to do everything that I did not do because on a lot of fronts, I kind of fast forwarded my teenage years. After about 16, everything was like more just about being about being a man. You know what I'm saying? Like I was staring adulthood in the face. And so I moved away from what I would term then as kiddie things, right? And maybe I should have slowed down a little bit. Maybe I should have, pumped the brakes, but I didn't. It was, what they say, all gas, no brake. So I encouraged him to do the things that I haven't done, to be the kind of kid that I wasn't. And shout out to him because he's a smooth cat. And a lot of love, man. I seen that other kids, the impressive thing was that, because now Kamar, and I don't know, you might know more about this than me because I didn't go to the prom. Did you go to the prom?
No, I went to the post prom though.
Okay, okay, okay. So now I guess they do these things, these send-offs where, kids gather before their families for the pictures and whatnot. And so, his date was doing her thing and he was obviously a part of that, but he wanted to do something here. So he put out a call and it was young brothers who graduated 2-3 years ago that played on some team with him or just, just had love for the fella. So they all showed up. I mean, I'm talking about these young cats pulling up in Range Rovers, riding motorcycles. It was kind of crazy. And then, of course, the hard part was me being required to give him my car for the rest of the night, right? And so it's like I stressed his curfew. I said, man, you got till 2 o'clock, right? And my wife kind of looked at me like 2 o'clock. I'm like, man, he's 17. It's his prom. Yeah. But he did well, man. I stalked my son's Instagram, so I've seen his little pictures and whatnot, and they flossed a little bit, but it's warranted, and I felt like he earned it because he's a good little dude, man. He's a smooth cat. Got the world ahead of him. Just can do whatever he wants to do, and so I was proud of him. But it was my first time. It was almost like it was my prom because I didn't go, right? Like, and so him getting dressed and going through the whole thing. He was clean as a whistle, by the way. I don't know. Y'all got to go check out my Facebook page. The boy was looking good, right? And so looking like his pappy. But shout out to my son, man. He got his graduation coming up. My daughter graduated from the BFA Academy in Minnesota at the University of Minnesota. So there's 2 graduations for her because she graduated from this distinguished Guthrie, fine arts program. And then obviously the University of Minnesota graduation is next month. So for me, man, it was just, family, man. It was watching my kids starting to spread their wings, man, and realizing I'm about to be locked in the house with my wife all by myself. Nobody will be here except for me and her, right?
Well, the fun just began.
Hey, we ain't had that kind of time in a long time. And the last time we had that kind of time, we ended up with kids. That'll tell you all you need to know about that. But yeah, man. And it's spring. I've talked to my little partners in the backyard, my little birdies, my little rabbits, man. They all over the place and shitting on my car after I get it washed. But it's all good. It's all good, man. So I had a great weekend too. Fonzarelli, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm good, man. Happy to be here. How y'all doing?
All right.
All good, all good, all good. I was asking Kamar, we have to, because Kamar has easily the most exciting life out of everybody else on the show. So I have to ask him how was his weekend and shit. Kamar,
okay.
I flew out to Tanzania and picked some ginger and then
Hey, y'all just get to see the glory part of it, right? Y'all just get to see the glory.
Right. That's all we gonna talk
the
about.
Sweat, right?
We don't want to see you when you up late at night making tea. That's not hot. That's squeezing lemons and shit. Like
right. That ain't no fun.
Nah.
We want to see the pictures.
We heard
on the water.
Your grinder was going off last week making it's like, damn, dog, that's not the exciting part.
It goes down.
We like the parts when you get the big ass checks, like the one hanging behind you.
Yeah, back there, that type stuff.
That's the exciting shit. That's the sexy shit, as they say. No diddy.
Yeah, right.
How was your weekend, Real? What you have popping?
Oh man, it was beautiful. Got to enjoy that Saturday. Took the kids to Estabrook, like to take them down by the river so they could, just enjoy hearing that water. And you go at the right time, you'll see the salmon hopping up river. It ain't season yet, but it's I don't know if y'all ever been to Estabrook down there by that river.
Yeah. Yeah. We're from here too, Real.
Right. Well, some people, I'll be talking to people, they go, "Oh, it's a river down there." Like,
yeah, a lot of niggas don't know.
They got the beer garden and shit.
There's a lot of Parks Brothers people don't know about, man.
Yeah. Well, so it was cool. I did that. Then took them to get something to eat, and then I thought Sunday. At first, they forecasted that Sunday was gonna be nice too, But
Man,
Sunday, so I planned on pulling the grill out on Sunday, but it flipped the script. It was all gloomy and
yeah,
shit.
they
So
fucked us up with that one. Each Sunday morning, they was even saying it was gonna be nice outside.
right, they talk about 68. Next thing I know, I looked. They talk about 46. Like, damn,
Right.
that's a big ass difference.
Right? What is this about? Let me check this chat room. Dion said, I'm in this motherfucker as always. Yes, you are, Dion. First and foremost, right? He said, where my real niggas at? Shout out to Jeff Crape. He says, what up? What up? What up? He said, I used to live in the 8819. Oh, I used to live at 8819 before I left Milwaukee. The street only exists those few blocks. You in my old hood. So you're basing this on the address that I put on your hoodies? Because how do you know my address? How do you know my address, right? Shout out to Dion. He said it was hot as hell where I was at. Yeah, man. You know what? I rail is getting to be grill season, and I'm going through this thing where, I mean, I always have enjoyed cooking, but it's more fun than ever now.
Mm.
And so I was thinking, I was torn. Do I want to do grill, or then I just got in this mood? I wanted to do something, so I just put together this huge meal and just prepared it Sunday. Like, I be digging the cooking, man. The cooking is the shit for me, especially when I got to do some shit like chop some shit up or season some or mix some shit.
Yeah,
So, I got to do that too. I got to do that too.
let's fly.
Hey, God is good, man. God is good.
Yeah,
Oh, was it on the picture? Oh, was my address on one of those pictures? Holy shit, I got to go take that down.
yeah,
Oh man, we was
yes.
snapping away. We wasn't paying attention, man.
You always gotta be mindful of your background.
Yeah, well, I ain't tripping. I mean,
Yeah,
come on with it.
I try. That's one thing I try not to do. Like my lady done be taking pictures. I'm like, hey, I ain't really scared of people knowing where I live, but mine them street signs and mine our license plate.
Well, he says no. He said he saw the houses, so that's better
Oh,
because
okay.
if you wouldn't know. I live in a duck off neighborhood where you wouldn't, if you don't know somebody over here, you're rarely drive down this street. You be driving. Sometimes you'd be like, man, let me cut down this street and get to. People
Mm-hmm.
don't do that with my street.
Man, you can know where you live and still ride right past that.
Right.
Like what? So yeah, I'm trying to get even more ducked off in the future, man.
That's why I grabbed my house because I was like,
Straight
this is a
up,
nice
that's the
little
goal.
duck.
I like to. I need some nature. I need a little bit of nature by me. I need some trees and some foliage, as they call it. I dig these
It used
rabbits
to
and
trip me
shit.
out when they say we selling out when you're trying to get up out of here, but that's the goal. Shit.
Yeah, well, they say a lot of shit.
That's the
Lamar.
goal, even when you're in it. Like, man, I can't wait till I can move somewhere nice. You
Well,
know,
I've
these
heard
little
I've
old
heard
coon
people
ass
say
niggas sell out.
I've heard people say, instead of moving out the hood, we should buy the hood up, and I believe that to a certain extent. I think the first thing you need to do is secure yourself and your family, so you
Right.
provide a steady place to live. Now, if you decide that you want to invest, then why not look to the hood and purchase, some in. And if my money falls the way I need to over the next 5-6 years, I will invest in something in the hood because I still love my old neighborhood, so I still will invest. But it's gonna be about. I need that peace and quiet, bro. I got to have it. I got to have it. I dig the nature thing. I don't know what done happened to me since I started getting old. But I'm these animals and shit. I be digging this shit. So I need to have some around me, man. So but also, man, I want to shout out my partner, man. My partner Charles Dunning. He's dealing with something, and it's one of them things where when you don't know, right, and you looking for the homie, somebody say, "Oh no, da da da," and so I said, "Damn." So I want to shout him out, man. I want to do something for him. I'm gonna shout him out and let him know, man. And if his brother Oat is listening, man, let Chuck know, man. We got love for him, man. We fighting, we praying he'll be okay. We are fighters. We persevere. I'm one who probably says I believe in God and I believe in prayer. And so, the faith, what they say, the faith of a mustard seed. So shout out to Chuck, man. Shout out to Chuck, man. That's my man right there. One of my old homeboys. One of my day ones. Shout out to him, man. Love you, bro. And I'm gonna be in touch with you pretty soon. Jeff Crape said, duck off for sure. You only find it if you know where it's at. Yeah, I mean, I've had people called me like looking for my house, and I'm standing there watching, and they driving past me 2-3 times. I'm saying, dude, I'm standing in front of the house with my literally doing this, and they just, oh shit, man. It's a great thing. It's a great thing. Erica Hunt, how you doing, my sister? She said, "Hey, Outlaws, how you doing?"
Peace.
Shout out to you. She said, "All praise to the Most High." Definitely, man.
Oh
Whatever you believe in. I'm not here to tell you what to call him or her or whatever you think it is. I just want you to say, you got to believe in something. So yeah, man, most definitely. It's a lot going on in Milwaukee, y'all. Sometimes you just don't know where to begin, right? Because it's just unbelievable. And you look around and you say, dude, this shit's crazy. And I think one of the biggest things from in particular from a black perspective is the collapse of the Social Development Commission, also known as SDC, right? I believe that's what the letters stand for. 65 years, and I read into who they are and what they said, a quasi-government agency basically created to fight poverty and to assist people who live in these conditions. And it's like I said, 65 years in Milwaukee. SDC has been around. And they've gone through some entities. They've gone through some changes over the years, but they sent letters to their employees, I believe Friday, and let them know that they were laid off because of what they said was a temporary closure, but they did not have a reopening date. Of course, once again, shout out to Everett Gransberry, who is a friend of the show, who had called in and spoke on, he said that he had heard some murmurings in Cleveland. I guess it's among people who are there who are from the city, who were saying that SDC was having some issues. And so I had seen it, but just kind of went past it because they've had issues before and they were able to rebound. So upon second look, it was discovered that this had to do with their weatherization program, in which they would go to certain people. I don't like to say poor people, right? I like to say, let's say income deprived. They were going to income deprived people's homes and elderly, and they would insulate their homes and correct roofing and do all kinds of stuff, weatherization, to get the house so you can live in it. And this program ran afoul. For some reason, the vendors stopped getting paid. I've heard that some of them are owed up to $93,000. And then it came to a point where their employees were not getting paid. So what they did was they looked at their director of finance, fired him. The CEO did, who's been the CEO, I believe, for 16 years. Mr. Hinton, Brother Hinton, and then they decided that he needed to go. So he stepped down. I don't know if it was gracefully or if they said, do this shit or you gonna do it. But long story short, the interim director came along and said, no, we're just gonna shut it down. Now, I like that, Erica Hunt. She said low income. Yes, low income people, income deprived. And they used to have daycare, they used to have Head Start programs, and they've had a lot of different. They used to handle the energy assistance programs. You'd go there when moratorium was up. How do I know? Because I went there one time. I was broke as shit. I was unemployed, couldn't find a job. I'll be back by March. I'll be back by March. March came. I couldn't let my babies be cold. I had to swallow my pride. I had to swallow my pride. But they hooked me up though. And it paid. So they lost all these programs. But there's, once again, we come to these terms, what do you call it?
Misappropriation.
Misappropriation. And well, my sister Aisha Carr said it's missing. It ain't stolen. Right? Even in the Journal Sentinel itself, it stated that there's really no evidence of anybody pocketing anything.
Right? Yeah, technically, you know what I mean? And really, I think her saying that was just her covering herself because she wasn't trying to accuse nobody, be on record accusing nobody of stealing.
I understand
but
why
if it's missing, nigga, that shit stolen.
I understand why she did it. It was a play on words. I
Right.
understand. Yeah, it's what they call something that they when somebody tries to what we in the hood call spin you.
Right.
I'm gonna spin you, right? And it's if you know, you know, and if you don't, then you got spent, and we don't get spent on the show. So, but yeah, but and so this is a hole in our community because this is resources that were allocated. And they have a multi-million-dollar budget. So I'm thinking this little is just because how does it leak down to the point of closure where they have I think 19 employees who have not been paid? They work for them, not just the vendors. I think there needs to be are they being audited? Especially if it's government and tax money funds, somebody is need to be taken to the woodshed. I ain't talking about you losing your job. I'm talking about some criminal charges. We gotta this is developing, and I bet you either they done got rid of some key computer drives, some hard drives, or the feds, or as they say, the feds is a coming. The feds come a lot of times to just take the computers. Like, I thought you were looking for drugs. Nope. This laptop will do. Because there's a digital footprint. You think I deleted it. It's still on your hard drive. Find that, all that shit. So, Mama Jenkins, how you doing? Welcome to the show on a Monday night. She says, good evening, my outlaw family. Let's make it do what it do. A lot of stuff happened this past week. The Common Council chairs have been named, and the SDC is closed. And another woman's missing, and 2 young teens left out at 2 a.m. and are still missing. With SDC helps foster children and lunch. Or she misspelled that. I don't know what she meant right there. Pretty sure she'll straighten that up. Erica Hunt said low key is crazy that they closed right after funded all that COVID money into the streets. Man, it's a lot of people. That COVID money, and when we were seeing these astronomical, the government it was MPS got a piece, the city got a piece. We just heard last year that the Office of Violence Prevention or whatever it's called now had gotten so much that they ain't even spend that shit. They was sitting on it. And what we gonna do with all this bread?
They forgot they had it.
It was trying to figure out a way to allegedly they was trying to figure out how to divvy that shit up. That's what I say. Mama Jenkins said, I got a 2-year-old here and I apologize for all the typing errors. Mama Jenkins, you don't never have to explain yourself. It is all love on Outlaw Radio. You know that? Dion said it seems like it's fucked up all over. Absolutely it is. And this is why I laugh at individuals who cry and wolf about Milwaukee is the worst place in the world. It's the new Soweto. it's the new Kandahar. Like it's like you think Milwaukee was like you walk out the door, boom, you dead. Like because people run it, but I be trying to tell people, especially for people of color, it's fucked up all over the country. All the states that brothers call me from and tell me how much better they living since they moved. When I started looking at the national news, something usually happens where the fuck they live right away. Like, oh no, not in the utopia you've discovered. Oh yeah, man, it's for black people. It's crazy all over the place. And I don't know who I was speaking with. They were trying to tell me about national shit. And I didn't know about it. I mean, it was local shit to their cities. I didn't know about it because I didn't give a fuck. I'd be more concerned about what's going on in Milwaukee. And I think I said that to that person. I don't care about that shit. I care about what's going on in my city, right? So, and there's a lot going on. You are correct, Mama Jenkins. SDC, a tragedy, right? And I'm gonna say this because we always go out on the limb on Outlaw Radio and put it out there. SDC is not the only social service agency that's going to fall within the next 2 years. Because for a long time, these agencies have been eating off the fat of the land. And how do I know this? Because I worked in social services for a long time and I've seen it. And without even saying anybody's name or putting anybody on blast, because the Journal Sentinel will do a great job of that as well as the rest of the mainstream media. SDC will not be the only social media organization or a long-term staple of Milwaukee that will fall. I mean, we talked about OIC on the show, which for years was like a bell cow. Like we talked CYD. Remember, CYD was tremendous in the community. I'm not saying these organizations. I could add the NAACP, but I think they still have somewhat of a faint heartbeat. Yes, I said it. It's minimal.
Trying to get newer, they trying to get newer, new faces in there and everything. They trying anything they can.
Yeah. Let's resuscitate this dead horse.
But yeah, you're right. You're right. They about on their way out too.
Well, the Urban League, I like the Urban League. The Urban League runs great programs, but their reach is not really wide in terms of they've been around for 80 something years. As a matter of fact, the Urban League predates the NAACP in terms of their involvement here in Milwaukee. I know, and I'm not. People say, "Kev, what you talking about?" Well, the Urban League was here a long time, and I think just because of the Niagara Convention may have been in y'all help me out 1911 maybe, which created the NAACP, something like that. The Urban League was one of the first organizations in the city of Milwaukee that assisted Black people. So it's been here all these years. You would think it would be way bigger than it is. You would think that its reach would be way wider across the city. But I ask you, what do they really do? I think they do an excellent job of serving that area, especially if you go in there for assistance finding employment. How do I know? Because I did it. I'm telling you, I've been out of a job more than once, right? So when it's time I'm out of a job, I got to get down, and so I'm going down here and get my resume to them, right? And so, but I don't think for an organization that's been around that long, Black Milwaukee should not have some of the problems that they have. You're talking about SDC 65 years. We're talking about this coexisting at a time when there was CYD and OIC and all. But I always hear people say, "They never had shit for us. It never helped us. They never had nothing." Well, I'm one of them cynical Black people too. So if you tuning in, you say, "Damn, he's a sarcastic asshole." Yeah, that's me. I'm that. So yeah, I mean, I just because once again, we on this show talk all the time about accountability, and we charge at people who wrong our communities, but we also get at us. We also take the blame as a people for a lot of shit that we're dealing with in our community. So rest in peace to SDC, right? If you're out there and you're running one of these agencies, get your accountants together, man. Make sure that money right. Because I tell you what, if there's a crime done and fraud on any level, who you think is going to go to jail? Gonna be those brothers and sisters who was involved. There you go. So yeah, y'all get y'all audits, man. Y'all get y'all shit together. I just think it's funny that certain organizations have been allowed to exist for a very long time, even with the housing authority. And we talk about this supposed investigation in which it was supposed to be some fraud on the common council. Motherfuckers jumped out the window. You'd have thought the city hall was on fire. Like I'm not gonna run again. But if you look at the timeline, there's certain individuals who are people of power and prestige here who went down one by one with Fed cases, and this is documented, chose to cooperate. So the dominoes start to fall. You see what I'm saying? So, hey man, people think only cats in the dope game snitch on each other. No. Snitches come in all shapes, forms, and sizes. So be aware, man. Mama Jenkins, you brought up the whole murder of the sister. Is Sade? What's her last name? Anybody know her last name? The sister who was dismembered by the.
Is it Williams?
Okay, we'll say Williams until somebody.
I'm not sure. Don't quote us, y'all.
All right. Well, correct us. Don't quote us.
Right.
But so I just been watching this. We've spoke on it, but we haven't. Somebody tell me y'all ain't even really been emotional about that. Like y'all ain't been passionate about that. I ain't heard y'all screaming on. And I said, well, it's because we don't know all the facts. But I want to. There's a couple different layers to this.
That and yeah, exactly, and because it's layers too. Like you know what I mean. If you don't know everything that's going on in that, you know what I mean. How can you really speak on it?
Robinson.
We all got different things on what we figure may could be going on with that situation, or how
Uh,
that could have happened, how she could have met him, what's she doing down there, Victor's. You know what I mean? Victor's got a long history of certain shit going on down there. You know what I'm saying? So, and you hate to put that on somebody if
her
you don't
name
know
is
what's going on.
her name is Sade Robinson.
Robinson,
Shout
right?
out to Mama Jenkins. She said Robinson.
Thank you.
Dion said, say her name. You right. Sade Robinson. Definitely right, Dion. Sade Robinson. You know, tragedy. Jesse Perry says peace outlaws from the mile high income and illegal migrant flooded city. Shout out to you and Shabaka. I spoke with Shabaka earlier this evening. He wanted us because they want to talk about Sade Robinson on Shabaka's experience, Black Experience Enhanced. And he asked, since us being from Milwaukee, he was like, he just wanted to know if any of us could come. I'm gonna stop through there and chop it up with them. You know, just because they support the show. So yeah, Sade Robinson. So
When is it?
it's tomorrow evening at 8:00.
It's tomorrow, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Eight.
So
I'm gonna
and
try.
if they put the link, if they share the link with me, I'll put it in the Word Mob group.
Yeah.
So if y'all want to just tap in a little bit, because I'm a definitely holler at them. I've been on there a couple times. It's always a good time. But when I say it's layers to it, I want to feel free enough to talk about it without somebody being hurt or offended. And that's another reason, because I had a couple different things with this, and this is the first question I want to ask is what part of this is racism? What part of her murder was this guy a racist? Is this a risk you have when dating white men if they are savage, serial killing sociopaths? Is this bed wenching? We always talk about bed wenching. Is this
Right.
bed
That's what
wenching
I'm saying.
gone
There's a lot of
bad?
questions, and we don't even know. You hate to put that on somebody.
Right. And but once again, is this bed wenching gone bad? Is this,
Right.
or is this just the danger of dating apps?
Yeah.
Right.
Could be that.
So I think I'd start with the first thing. I can't identify the racism in this unless he was an individual who had some sort of, a lot of times cats have like black girl fetishes or whatnot. You some sick, twisted individuals out here. And they haven't, notice, unlike if this was a black situation, if had he been black, his whole life story would have been in the Journal Sentinel
Already.
the next day. We'd have known what elementary school
His
he went
history,
to. He got suspended
criminal
in
history.
3rd grade, right? He dropped out of high school. You still don't know too much more about him than you knew when it all kicked off, unless you've done the deep dive. And if you have, please call in 262-202-5131 and let us know. I feel so much pain for the family of this sister, because God forbid anybody loses a child, right? I couldn't even imagine. And if it was me, I would want blood and guts. You know what I mean? Like, I'd want to go Jack Ruby on a motherfucker. If you know, you know. But I don't know if this is racism. I think that this is just a reminder of the sick nature of people. Now, do either one of you agree with me? How do you see this? Because I know y'all probably see it. What about this
I
is
agree
racist?
too. I agree with that also.
Aside from the coverage, let me say that. Hold on, I got a caller early. Real, what's your feelings on this?
I don't know enough about it. I know my children, I guess, went to school with her. My sons, I got a boy that'll be 20 this year and a boy that'll be 19 this year, and I guess they went to school with her, so they was taking it kind of hard. Not that they were like buddies, but just, I guess, the idea of going to school with somebody who now perished in an unfortunate and violent way. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I know about it. And then I think I read something else where they were saying the blood in the apartment wasn't hers. So
They said it was animal blood.
Oh, okay. It was animal blood.
This is what this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
This is why I want people to call in, because y'all know I would be done said some shit and offended half of America. So I just want to have a real conversation about it. We got a caller on the line. Is this Erica?
Yeah, this Erica.
What's popping, Erica? What's going on?
What's up, Outlaws? How y'all doing today?
We are chilling, cooling. I want to say some old school shit. We dope.
We fly.
Right. We cold kicking it. Right.
Cold chilling on the Western
There you go. Cold chilling. We cold chilling. What's happening with you?
Well, it's good. It's good to hear y'all brothers is doing good. Shout out to the Outlaw family. Whoa, whoa. However, check this out, right? So I'm a woman and I'm a biracial woman, right? So, but I, am a black woman, because once you go black, you never go back. But anyhow, I do feel like this has everything to do with race, especially when because this, with y'all telling me and hearing that this was animal blood in his home, right? And then he did this to this woman, which was so, so sad. And my heart go out to the family of this young lady and pink everything through this motherfucker. And shout out to God King Hayes, God King Hayes. Yes, he has been standing in that fight the whole time. He gonna tell you better about her story than anything. But as a woman, we do have to face those risks. This is why I don't date outside of my race, because these men have these fixations of it that is tied to their sexuality, and they will hurt you and kill you.
Okay. So first of all, shout out to God King, because he's been in the chat room before. He hasn't been on the show, but I think when he was on, I did extend the invitation. So if you know him, please tell him to call in the Outlaw Radio and put us up on the particulars of the details, because I don't want to miss it. I thought I seen a couple of different articles that said, I don't think I saw it. I know I saw it. It said it was animal blood. Okay, so you said there's the racial part of it is tied to the sick versions of some men who are dealing with some sort of issues with their sexuality. But is that racist? I don't know that that's racist though. Like, I don't.
If their victim is fixated on just the black race, because look, Jeffrey Dahmer fixated on his black race.
Yeah, he's like boys.
He didn't really
though.
kill outside. Yeah, he liked the boys, but he didn't kill outside of his race.
Yeah,
I mean, he killed outside of his race.
Well, his first victim,
there was a little Asian guy too.
His first victim in Ohio was white. The first that he killed in the 70s. But once he got here, it did seem like he had a preference for dark meat. No Diddy. Right.
Right. Don't fact check me, because I ain't the encyclopedia.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We're here to share. Right? Nobody's judging.
Yes, and I don't know. I feel like that orange guy with the blonde hair who called himself president and one time gave these crazy killer people the audacity to start attacking our community again, and we got to be careful for that, because it's some real life serial killers.
So Trump is tied to I haven't heard anybody make the connection between Trump and the Trump got the serial killers out here on the loose. That's unique. I've never heard that one. That's okay.
He gonna be attached to it.
Right, we'll run with that. We'll blame Trump.
Red herring.
Right. Tangerine King.
Y'all laughing at I'm dead ass. So
no. We laugh at the wrong shit a lot on this show. No,
I already know.
Right. Like, why they laughing? That shit ain't funny. But no, I'm saying, okay, I hear you. But another thing is this another example of the black man not protecting the black woman enough, or being so that black women now want to try.
But how can we
want to date white men? I don't.
How could we
blame us for that?
Exactly. How could we have protected her? How could anybody have protected her? How could anybody protect anybody? You know what I mean? Like from dating somebody.
First off. I'm a big advocate for the fatherless home. I feel like the black man needs to be in the home, but that, that's neither here or there, because I do believe in mass incarceration and what they did to our community systematically, right? To remove the black man from the home. But if we look at it from a spiritual aspect and all praises to the Most High, the man is the head.
Well, hold on now, because when I seen her mom speak,
But how
her
do
father was present. There was a man there. So I don't know if we can pin this one on that. Go ahead, Kumar.
I
that's what
can't.
I'm trying to get
No,
at. Let me
Go
say
ahead,
something.
Kumar. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know, that's what I'm trying to get at. You know what I mean? Like, we got to be careful when we talk about our black men. Got to protect our black women. That's a truth. That's truth. That's, you know what I mean. But like, we throw it in different situations where it's like, okay, how could any black man have protected her from going on that date? They was alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't nobody there to protect her, and so we can't just put that off on a black man. We got to be careful with that.
And when I said
I
that,
mean,
I meant that, okay, Kumar, what I meant was, and I probably should have been more clear with the question, is that there's a narrative that since we don't treat quote unquote treat our women like they should be treated, they want to date white men or they want to go
Okay,
outside the
I get what
race.
you're saying.
And so ultimately it's the black man's fault because she had an interest in dating, obviously, unless he
But then
misrepresented himself,
it's still not the
a white
black
man.
man's fault because she made a decision.
Well, if she looked at
I
all
don't
the
care
men
how many
around her and
times
said,
somebody
or
cheat
she said,
on
I
you.
failed at relationship after relationship with brothers, so I'm gonna try something. I'm
It was a
just
decision.
if I could chime in on that, my opinion on that is, come on, you're right. In 2024, we can't really blame anybody for anyone.
Hold on, Erica, you
I
faded.
can't hear.
Erica, you faded out. What
Yeah, it's
TR
kind of
starts tell me
muffled.
your flip phone messing up. Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
nope,
gotta,
I was trying to hold it with my shoulder.
don't
You
worry.
got muffled.
Right.
Oh. Not your want being on good timing. I'm just saying.
What was you
But
trying to say?
anyhow, what I was trying to say is it's not necessarily nobody's fault in 2024 because everybody got the free will to do what the fuck they got to do while they want. And if they walking around here choosing to use their free will for evil, then that's up to them. You're right. But also, we can't rewrite history, right? So that just means that we got a phase in this building season of taking accountability for our actions. And yes, we got to start upholding people to take care of their kids.
I don't
You
see
made
this.
these seeds.
Well, now we're kind of getting away from the subject, right? Because
Save the children.
okay, but she's not a child; she was an adult, and she was utilizing a dating app. So when Kamar says, "How is the brother gonna protect her from that?" She made a choice, and if she made that choice, a white man, it was the wrong choice. And I'm once again, please don't call me with the bullshit about Kev. How could you say? Well, I said it's layers to it, right? And I've even asked that if you know more about this, please call in. But I'm talking about the narratives, and the narratives around this is, this is a black woman murdered by a white man, and they're over the last 10 years. We talk about how many black women are missing. Right, Mama Jenkins just said right now we got about 3 more sisters missing. Now he had body parts.
Oh Lord.
Have they even told us, are all the body parts hers or whose are they? Right, and like, so it's a layer of, are we turning this into now telling our sisters, leave them white boys alone? You see what I'm saying? Like, at what point does race, because usually anything in America got something to do with race. I just don't see where. I might stand corrected. Let me catch the chat room because Mama
Would
G.
that be a wrong stance? Like, to tell them now we telling them who they can and can't date.
Well,
You know what I mean? Because
No.
it's
see, now
layers.
check it out. Because check it out. Part of
I tell
protecting.
my sisters to
Listen,
arm
listen.
up.
Let me say something.
Not the
Listen,
wrong one, arm
li-
up. Get you a fire. I bet you they won't try to cut you up. I bet you start putting bullets in them, they won't cut you up.
Hold on, Erica. Go ahead, Kamar.
one of the aspects of protection is being able to listen to what somebody telling you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't protect you if you're not listening to me. If you don't want to listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
So if our black men are out here and we start saying, I know we ain't doing this, but if we started this, and I ain't telling nobody to do it. Now, if we started saying, look, y'all better leave them white men alone. Y'all better leave them white men alone. You know what I mean? Because of this type shit, we saying it because of this. But if you don't want to listen, we can't protect you.
Okay.
because that's the protection part. First off, is the advice.
Okay.
You know
I'm
what I
with you.
mean? Like, okay, it's like I'm protecting you from getting hit by a car by telling you to look both ways or don't even go in that street.
Right. Okay.
You
Okay.
see what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Like, that ain't gonna happen. People gonna date who they want to date. You know what I'm saying? We just have to be a little more vigilant and vet these people a lot more before we trust them around us,
Okay.
especially women. You know what I mean? Getting close to men, and you know what I'm saying? We got to start meeting in better places. You know what I mean? Maybe some public spaces where everybody at. I'll meet you there. We ain't got to ride together, and you know what I mean? Because it's dangerous out
I got another layer to it. I got another layer. Hold on. If I ain't pissed you off yet, I'm gonna get there before the night's over.
here.
Mama Jenkins says, "Do we really know how many women are missing to date? It used to be a weekly, monthly report on missing women. No one knows how she met this guy. All they keep saying is it was the first date, and she said yes, condolences to her family, but there's not much
Okay.
information that's been given to the community. Salute to the people that have been searching for her remains." John Fletcher, my sponsor, John Fletcher of EPU Personal Defense. You see it up there on the screen. Go to the website, EPUSDS.com. Learn you some hi-ya. Right? Maybe if sisters, if you invest in this personal defense when that crazy white boy try to cut you up, you can wah-ha. You won't need no gun. You put it on his ass sideways. I'm serious and I'm joking at the same time. I don't know if that's possible. He says, word, what up, family? Sick is sick. Somebody knows something. This is why I plead to anyone who will listen, especially our sisters, mothers, and daughters, get yourself some training and educate yourself on how to be safe in public or at home. Mama Jenkins says no, her father made an appearance on the news this morning for the first time. He lives in Florida, and he said they came and got his DNA for a match. Okay, I just thank you, Mama Jenkins. See, that's what I'm saying. We get to learn the particulars as we move because I saw a brother that was standing with her mom. You never know what people's, civil situations are. I didn't want to make no assumptions. Dion says they haven't found her entire body yet. Okay. I- and see, I want to say this. I want to say this as gently as possible. A lot of us, not this sister. This is not applicable to this sister. Sometimes we think we want to hit licks on people. And sometimes younger women, not just black women, but younger women think, okay, here's this white guy. He has a little money. And I'm not saying this is what the sister Sade was on. I'm saying this as preventive medicine for any women who are out there watching this. And you go on these kind of missions all the time where you're going to hit a lick, where you're about to kind of milk this crazy, weird white boy. Once again, I'm not saying that's what she was doing, but there's some sisters who move like that. Like, girl, I got to have me a rich white man. I've heard this conversation amongst women, so it's not entirely made up. I don't mess with
Right.
no po ass black man. And we've talked a lot about the nature of white men, right? And so, when we say sisters who are, it's time to date outside your race, girl. Black men ain't got nothing for me. And then we put together with what Kamar says about I can't protect you if you won't let me, right? If you won't allow me to lead, I can't lead you. If you want me to teach, I can't teach empty seats. So let's look at the whole narrative of the black man not being good enough for the black woman. That's the narrative and I know it came from, white feminists. I know it comes from them because I blame everything bad that black women do on white feminists. I do. I'm like, that's that white feminist shit. Like they ain't got nothing to do with it. I will say that shit in a minute. But I think it's a wake up call for all of us, black men and black women, and fathers with your daughters, being able to have conversations, being more involved, being there, reinforcing her, letting her know
Right.
her worth and her value as a young lady. I am so happy that my daughter knows her worth, and I tell her at any given time, there's no situation where you deserve to be mistreated or mishandled ever. It's never cool. It's never all right. You're worth more than that. So it's an invitation for us to. I won't say black men are, at fault because we don't protect black women, but it's a reminder that we need to be even that more vigilant when it comes to holding our families and our women and our babies down. So it's definitely a sad situation. It's a savage situation. But once again, what I've gotten from this conversation that we've just had is that the racist part of it is only in the coverage so far and how they've covered it. Because like we said, if this was a brother, and God forbid it was a brother who did this to a white girl. Oh shit.
Yeah.
He'd be
That
on
part.
Fox News. He'd be on, his whole life. He was in the 5th grade. He was suspended for took a knife to school, and his family would have been under the. His family came out and apologized and said, "We're so sorry this happened." If they were black, the police would have said, we accept your apology and get your ass in the car and come downtown for questioning. We got some shit. How was his childhood? It's just the coverage is always, uneven when it comes to when their side does some egregious shit. It's funny because even Scott Epicet, who listens to the show, who is our white troll, he used to post every time black people did some wild shit. He said, "Kevin, what's up with your people?" And I told him one time, I said, "Scott, if I had to post your name on something every time white people done some fucked up shit, it would take too much time, right? Like they don't have a dog in the fight when it comes to talking shit to somebody about being savage or being violent. Like you motherfuckers literally invented the gun and shit. like so stop it. And if you didn't invent the gun, you perfected the usage of it.
Look all through history.
Yeah. You don't want to do that. But yeah, shout out to you, Erica. Everything else going well otherwise, or what? How you doing?
Oh, I am doing awesome. We are working with union members every day, getting new union victories, resolving issues for workers in the workplace. We are also negotiating contracts, so getting workers more money. I can't wait till some of my campaigns come up in June. I'm so excited. I have 374 members at this company, and I'm so excited to negotiate their contract. It'll be my first official contract to renegotiate, and I hope I get the members exactly what they want, ask, and demand for. Otherwise, we're gonna make some noise, And then, hey, people will be able to eat and continue to grow at these work sites.
There you go. Keep up the good fight, my sister. Thank you for supporting the show.
You are so welcome.
Yes.
Hey, I just wanted to piggyback on something Kamar said earlier. Kamar, you're absolutely right. I tell my sisters all the time, we gotta listen, cause you're right. If the first warning, they tell you, like when a black man told me that a long time ago, I listened. Okay. Long time ago. I think I was like 24, 25. I'm way older than that now.
Damn, I
listened.
How old are you?
Hey, look, and that's a big problem we got in the community right now too. You know what I mean? Like we see the stats about on Facebook all day. You know what I mean? I ain't listening to y'all. You niggas ain't shit. Women ain't shit. You know what I mean? All that. So ain't nobody trying to listen to nothing. It's fucked up out here right now.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. I gotta go continue multitasking with these kids. I'll talk to y'all later, but I'm still viewing it in the comments.
There you go. Shout out to you. Mama Jenkins said, "Look, this guy did some crazy shit. He destroyed her body and drove her car to a spot where the prostitution is running rampant, I think she meant, in that neighborhood, and set it on fire, then got on the bus and rode it home." She said, "So it's such a hush-hush when it comes to be informed about this case." Yeah, that's what we were saying. The details ain't really out there. That's what I'm saying. I don't like to really go in on something that I don't have all the facts about, because you know what they say, assuming does. It makes an ass out of you, not me.
They doing a good job at holding that shit close.
Is that how it go? It's making an ass out of you, not me. I don't know if that's how I always say.
You and me.
Oh no, it's you, not me. Okay, I don't know.
It's when you assume you're making an ass out of you and me.
For some reason, I always remember this ass of you, not me. Okay. Listen, somebody please tell me what the hell is going on with MPS. You know what? People in Milwaukee right now, voters in particular, and I know it ain't my people, but I've heard that a lot of Caucasian voters took up this cause. I want to give y'all one of these. You voted in a $252 million referendum. Property taxes have been increasingly rising for years. This is on the heels of this crazy tax hike with these draconian stipulations. That's how I did call them draconian. And then we find out that we're $100 million for the Brewers, whose owners are Trump supporters and, MAGA white men. And NPS is now, the first thing they did was they came out and they cut the crisis workers in the 53206 area. And then today he says something like they're going to eliminate 78, 80 teachers. I seen him saying this money is not enough. I seen him saying we want to work with the community and save our children and our children and our children. And then I heard this brother say, and shout out to Sheila Tompkins, because she put this post up where he is talking, but he's talking out the side of his neck because he said all these challenges. And then he said, well, but we seeing progress in NPS. Our graduation is up, our test scores is up. And then he say, but we facing some challenges and the kids are suffering. And we falling behind. I said, wait a minute. Did you just tell me y'all making progress and falling behind at the same goddamn time? This brother said something about the truancy. He just kind of brushed over like, yeah, we got to figure out, and he blamed it on COVID once again. It has become so stylish to blame every single fucked up thing in this world on COVID. Now, I lived through the pandemic myself. It was tough, right? But it's 2024. For all intents and purposes, that shit really started to subside in 2020. People say, well, Kev, the effects of it, though. No. NPS, because first of all, you dropped the ball on COVID as well. Don't have us go back and see, what the fuck, how you fucked up that. But for you to get a $252 million referendum and say, well, this ain't enough because pretty soon we're going to need some more. Now, wait a goddamn minute.
And then we should be able to say, well, give that shit back and don't put it on our taxes. If it ain't enough, give that shit back. Don't put it on our taxes. Let's figure something else out.
Stop saying it's for the kids. Right. You make $278,000 a year. This is not, and you just gave yourself along with a bunch of other people pay raises. How the fuck is this about the kids, bruh? You have millions missing. It's missing millions. You fucked off millions with your partner Gerard Randall. But you coming to us saying this shit still ain't enough. $252 million. Listen, man. I don't understand what's going on with NPS. And if you listen to him, I'm talking about the superintendent, Keith Posley. If you go and listen to this in the People's News Network, it is I just laughed. I couldn't. My wife and I sat there listening to him speak, and I just said, "What the fuck is he talking about? You're not making sense, bro. You talking in a circle, and you keep throwing in for the kids, for the kids." I have to quote the great Willie D. You ain't fooling nobody. We know you bald headed too. Okay? This is some bullshit, man. I am side-eyeing NPS. First of all, you have a $1.7 billion budget. You have a $252 million referendum that you just got. We're moving rapidly towards 1.8, 1.9 billion. Okay. And you saying you got to lay off teachers. But when you asked for the money, you said if you didn't get this money, you would have to lay off teachers. You got it. You're still laying off teachers. Somebody help me understand this. 262-202-5131. If you know math, if you know numbers, if you can explain them, please call me and let me know. This makes no sense. Listen, even if we went up 2% in our literacy rates and the test scores, We're so far under, it's still not enough. It's not even close to where it should be. I lose my mind listening to these leaders dance around issues and give people these fucking politically friendly ass answers. What about the truancy? Well, we got some challenges there. No shit, you got 40% truant, bruh. Your enrollment as a school district is down, historically down. And half the kids that you got don't come to school. We need more teachers. No, we don't. Thanks for the money. Explain it to me. And for you to say you're gonna need this, we're gonna have to do another one. It's time for us to get rid of you. It's time for us to get rid of you and everybody that worked for you, right? Like, you know what we used to say when we was little, Kamar? Your mama, your daddy, your bald-headed granny. What we just cursed
Your
the whole
greasy grandma with holes in her panties.
right. Cursed the whole goddamn family. Fuck all y'all, right? Real shit. I'm just saying, man. It's time to stop it, man. Stop it, man. It's like our common council that we pay all this money and give all this. What the fuck do they actually do for us? Most of the time, if you're a small business person and you go down there and you want to get licensed or because you're dealing with zoning, you get shot down, depending on what your business is. And I don't want to hate for somebody who went down there and had a good experience. The experiences that I used to watch it on. Is it still a channel 14? Remember Matter? Is this? I used to watch it on there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But man, Erica said MPS rolling my eyes because Kevin can't see emojis. I can't. Right. You're right. Because I would have been like, what? It's a blank spot, Erica. I can't see that. She said if the kids like the teachers, they would be willing to go to school. Well, what he said was, what y'all don't understand is these kids are dealing with some serious situations before they even leave the house in the morning. Oh, we don't understand that.
But they took the trauma people.
But you took the trauma workers out of 53206. Come on, man. Look, keep posting. I gotta give you this. Wrong answer. And then for you to say we don't understand, who are you talking to? The people who you just took the crisis workers from? Because I guarantee you, they understand more than you do. They were dealing with kids' trauma coming from one of the most wild area codes in this country. It's documented. And your solution was, let's take the trauma care workers out of there for the kids. And like, it's the biggest juke move I've ever seen. You give me $252 million and immediately I start cutting people's shit. Well, what did we give you the money for? He said it's so we can maintain. Maybe you should take a pay cut, brother. Maybe you should cut your pay down to about $80,000 a year. I think that's what we need to say is, hey, we'd like to see some of y'all start taking pay cuts until the school system does better. Woo-wee, motherfuckers be moving like a motherfucker.
Get that shit right then.
Right. Or either they start SDC back up. Hire me. I was a superintendent. Mama Jenkins said, I keep saying he didn't have a good speech today. He sounded real stupid and he made a total ass out of himself. I heard him and I got to thinking, this is a stupid motherfucker. And we wonder our children are like they are. It's because people in position like his dumb ass. I don't want I don't want to make it too personal. I don't want to make it too personal because I keep saying a lot of these people, we don't have personal issues with them. We just look at their job performance, right? And the way he came off, he seemed like he was just clueless. Bro, you got to be smarter than this. You have to be, especially when you come to the people that you just finessed for I'm going to say this again, $252 million in a city where the median income for the average black family is about $30,000 a year. You yourself make $278, and you telling us, are you talking to us like we don't understand? We willing to work with the community.
What's that, like 8 times the average? What'd you say, 30,000? Then he make 278.
Right.
God damn.
It's the shit
That's
is
like 8 times the maybe even more. That's almost 10 times the.
The more you say it out loud, the dumber this shit sounds. Like, wait a minute, we gave you $252 million, and since then, you done cut some people, and now you talking about cutting more. Why the fuck did we give you the money in the first place? Why didn't you just say, give me $500 million? Because at the pace, what you're setting up is to get 252 now and 252 in 2-3 years, using that same as for the kids shit. That's $500 million for a school system that doesn't even fucking work. Stop it, man. If you don't get your ass out of here. Shabaka says, please call in to Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time. We will be talking about the Sade mutilation by the cracker, he said. By the cracker. Erica Hunt said they will cut it from the kids' meals again. I mean, I will ask parents this. Have you seen what they feed your kids at school? Because when we were young, we went to elementary school. You know, they cooked that food in the building, right? They cooked it in the kitchen. You'd be sitting in class like, ooh, that shit smell good. I can't wait till lunch. Well, they bring the shit off a truck now. My kids have, and even NPM, while they were in MPS and even after, they said, my son be like, Dad, they gave us some food today. It was cold. It was frozen. It wasn't even cooked all the way. And you know, Michelle Obama had came with that. Everybody get free lunch. But it was some bullshit lunch. They feed them like they feed the prisoners in the county. You pull a truck up in here, get in a hot cart. Like it's, whoo, man. Dion said, how much is the budget for MPS? That's what I said. It's $1.7 billion. I didn't say million. I said billion. And you just gave him 252 million more. And he said, this ain't enough. You got vacant buildings you can sell. Why are you holding on to them? Sell them. Right? You're getting this money, but you're not spending as much on black kids as you should. Black kids ain't coming to school either. You said that. Dion says the state of Mississippi, the whole state got a budget of $3 billion. The whole state of Mississippi,
great state of Mississippi.
Right? Well, you know, Mississippi is also,
you will be dealt with accordingly.
Right? Hey, boy, what you doing down here, nigga? They don't say nigger, they say nigga. Mississippi is the poorest state in the union. At least it was at one point. So yeah, ain't really too much shit going on in Mississippi. Sorry if you live down there. You know, once Prime left, it was. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that was horrible to me because they got real problems, and I shouldn't be making jokes about that shit. But I told y'all, I'm gonna eventually piss you off. So it is what it is. Erica said they only have one cook. She said they cut the cooks too. Wow. Mama Jenkins said homemade bread, homemade potato, and don't forget these mock chicken legs. We also had real milk, which some people say wasn't good for us, but it was what it was, right? Like we had fruit, right? Mock chicken leg was the shit. Like it was some of them MPS meals used to be the bomb. I mean, chicken patty day, you almost have a riot. I'm fucking be going hard for them chicken patties, man. Now, not so much, man. Come on, brother. Like I'm waiting on the public outcry, and I can't hear it. You know, it's about what's sensational. Shout out to all the people that are like the sister said, looking for Sister Sade's remains and people who are passionate about that. And shout out to the people who went to the school board when Sister Carr was on them trumped up charges in the kangaroo court. But where's the public outcry about the way this dude is pimping the shit out of Milwaukee with MPS? And I would ask all MPS parents to ask yourself, what are you getting out of it? Go and grab your kid right now and put a book in front of him. Nothing complicated. I don't care what age he or she is, if he attends MPS or whatever school they go to for that fucking matter, and say, read this. If he or she can't read, you've been bamboozled, ran amok, led astray. And Keith Posley is giving it to you Diddy style. With a tailor-made suit on, right? I mean, this dude sound like Normally when you hear the superintendent of schools, he's kind of more of a distinguished, he's very articulate and very smart, and he can talk about the policies and the protocol. And this dude don't sound like he knew shit. Well, he's saying the shit we saying on here. These kids struggling. It's tough out here. It's rough out here. How would you know? How would you know? Right? Like, is that brother even? Where's he from? I, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I'm not doubting his pedigree because somebody said, man, he used to sell dope down on North Avenue. I don't know. In Milwaukee, somebody always vouch for your ass. Like, nah, man, he used to run with them motherfuckers over there on Townsend. Like, Kamar and them. You know how bad they used to be. He'd be all up in T's Everglades beating people up. Him and Keith Posley. She said, Erica says, let me get her comment up here, y'all. She said, not Diddy. I'm sorry.
Diddy style.
Right. You get the right cook and the gravy will be fire. It used to be, and them cooks used to work hard, man. They used to be sweating. I don't remember any of them being particularly attractive. They were older women all of a sudden, but you want this? You want this? You want more? You want more? Well, we couldn't get seconds, so you had the cool cook she always give me double, mashed potatoes and shit. There was some sisters who was nice. Them was mamas and grandmamas, man. And so, Dion says he works for food services for MPS right now. Mama Jenkins said it still is the poorest state in the union. She said, and Mississippi's so fucked up, and the governor is a racist as hell, and everyone knows. And they got real problems in Jackson, Mississippi. It's funny, man. My mom was born in Mississippi, and she used to always tell me, she would say, I've been in Milwaukee longer than I was in Mississippi. And if you take me back to Mississippi and bury me, I will haunt you for the rest of your life. I don't ever want to live. My mother absolutely hated the state of Mississippi, right? Like, see, once her parents were gone, she said, I have absolutely no reason to ever go there again. Because of the shit she experienced growing up, she absolutely hated Mississippi. I mean, even the land she inherited, if you came with the right number, she was selling. There was no reverence there. Says, you want mine? It's like she hated it, man. Yeah, y'all, we got to get something got to happen with the school system. And for him to come off today with that, I don't know. I told my wife, never trust a nigga with a high top fade. Like he do got the Arsenio cut, and I was yeah, man. I said I wasn't gonna make it personal. Then I started talking about his haircut. Right?
Damn,
what an asshole. It's just crazy, man. Kamar, you sure you want me at this event this week? Because I'm telling you, I might fuck something up. We didn't even talk about your event. Tell the people about your event, man.
May 4th is Saturday. Wellness Our Way at the Sherman Phoenix. Look, y'all want to come talk to us personally? We all gonna be there. Me, Kev, Real, Courtney. We gonna have holistic wellness vendors in the building. Real gonna be in the building teaching. We got Courtney. She gonna be in the building teaching. Kev gonna be in the building interviewing people. I'm gonna be in there all over hosting the event. We got yoga sessions going on, free. This shit is free, y'all. The first yoga session is at 3:00. The second yoga session is at 4. Yeah, it's going down, y'all. This Saturday, May 4th. Wellness Our Way.
Yes, sir. Be there, be square. Should be a pretty good time, man. I'm gonna come in there and insult some people and then leave. All right. I'll be like, Kev, I don't know if I want you to be a part of this movement. Because they said yoga was satanic. I just heard this shit about y'all.
They also say our culture is satanic.
Right.
That's
that voodoo, man. Yeah, they say it's voodoo.
They don't want us knowing what's really happening, man. They don't want us well. Our culture, man. Listen, a lot of people ask me or when we talk about lanes, right? Like I feel like every race has a lane. You know what I mean? And I feel like our lane is wellness. You know what I'm saying? Because we actually come from, the knowledge of self. Knowledge of self is understanding your body, understanding how your brain function, understanding how your body work, and what you need to do if something wrong. You know what I mean? That's knowledge of self. So this is our lane right here, man. You know what I mean? And this is just part of my journey. I feel like is all about bringing it back to the community. it's something we been had. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's get it.
Real, what'd you think when you saw he said that yoga's demonic and it can lead to possession by demons? And what was the
Um,
gist of this?
well, it's nothing that I'm not familiar with. I mean, when I started meditating, people in my family told me meditation opens you up to demonic possession.
Exactly.
So I, for me, I don't get involved with the woo type shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I had posted a response to that. Well, no, I ain't posted a response to that, but I was just giving people the breakdown because people are afraid through ignorance. They don't even understand what they're afraid of. Like I broke down how the word spirit, if you look it up and look up, I love entomology. I love understanding the origin of shit so you can understand what it was originally referring to.
Right.
So the word spirit just means breath. And then biblically, like in Hebrew, you have the word ruach when they say the Lord knelt down and breathed the living spirit or living breath through Adam's nostrils. That was the word ruach, which also means breath or to blow. Like even the word ghost we get, that's German gassed. It means to blow or breath. So like so I don't believe in evil spirits because I understand the word spirit just means breath. But I also understand it's through our breath that anchors us into consciousness here. Because if you stop breathing, you lose consciousness. So the reason breath is important is because it anchors our consciousness into this world. And it's what we do in this consciousness while we're in this world that differentiates whether it was benevolent or malicious, which then you're moving as a god or as a demon.
Okay. Okay. And you'll get more of this on Saturday at Kamar's event, right?
Y'all better
Just
come on
just
in, man.
the gist of what you get. I see God King Hayes, my brother. We added you because we were discussing the case of Sister Sade, and we didn't have any particulars. And Erica shouted you out about you being standing really strong and being involved. So I thought if you had any particular information, or because we just don't know a whole lot about this, and there was this rumor about this being animal blood and this kind of thing, and so that's why if you saying, well, why the fuck they tag me in this? That's why. That's why. And I know you rocked with us before, so I said somebody tag him and see if we can get him in here. Mama Jenkins said my husband's family lives in Jackson and my husband's from Kosciuszko, and I do not like it. I told him if he died before me, y'all just send me my money for his land because I do not like down there. My home is Milwaukee. I'm a city girl and I ain't lost shit down there. Yeah, my mom, my mom was from there, and like I said, my dad was from there. And so my father revered it. My mother just like she couldn't stand it. She just like, I hate Mississippi. Please never take me back south. I can't stand the South. She just had, but she grew up in the craziest times. Like she grew up in the 40s and 50s down there. So, she went through the real shit. Like my mom would tell us about her mother making all of them hide under the house when they killed Emmett Till, when the word got to them that they had, killed Emmett Till, because she said, we thought that the white man was going to come and kill all our kids or just come on a killing spree, right? Because he had supposedly had whistled at a white woman. She was like, that's how crazy it was. This is God King Hayes. He's shouting out Erica Hunt. He said, what's the topic of discussion? Well, like I said, I don't know how much you caught. We had referenced you because Erica basically said you had more information than we did about it. So, and I didn't want to, because I asked brother, really the question was, what is racist about this? What's the connection between race and what happened to the sister Sade? We talked about the layers of it being, is this another reason why, black men need to be, black men aren't protecting black women enough? That was one layer. And then was it like, now should we start telling our sisters now, don't date white men? This is why you shouldn't date them. So that conversation had wings. So that was kind of the gist of it. That's why we kind of called you in tonight. I heard a very, very funny story as well. When the police were in pursuit of an individual, and the people got away because the police hit a pothole.
I swear.
So what they gonna do about these potholes now instead of these bump outs?
All right, but right? Like what? Our streets are trash. Did I go through some neighborhoods? It's like riding down a country road. Like, what? And it's what month is this? What month is this? This is about to be May. Come on, man. Where's the outrage? We're just not making enough noise about shit. I'm sorry. John Fletcher said basic public safety, self-defense. He's answering Shabaka's question, who asked what kind of defense. And Kamar, John reminded me to tell you to let them know he'll be upstairs on the second floor from 10:30, from 10 o'clock to 11:30.
That's right. 10 o'clock to 11:30 on the second floor.
Okay, and he says there'll be 5 classes on May 4th to June 8th every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Mama Jenkins said my husband, mother, cousin is James Meredith. So you can imagine what their conversations are like. Okay. People don't know who James Meredith is. Said call in, bro. Kevin, give him the number. The number is, I know who James Meredith is. I challenge y'all to find out who he is. Okay. Got a caller. I can't change it. It won't let me change it. I'm trying to change the ringtone. Caller, you live on Outlaw Radio. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, how are you gentlemen doing today?
We are doing well, my brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. I hope I hook this trailer up real quick. Hold on before I pull off. I don't want the motherfucker to fall.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on for you. I'm gonna hold on for you. Call the show and say,
Man,
hold on.
still out here.
He called the show and said, hold on.
What's that? Man, what's happening with my people, man? Hey, check it out, right? Check it out. So, I had a nice little weekend myself. I went to go see Cat Williams in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I didn't know Cincinnati had less than 500,000 people there. I Googled it. I think it was like 300-some thousand. But anyway, it's like they downtown is spectacular. The Cincinnati Reds, Cincinnati Bengals got they stadium down there. The Cincinnati Reds got theirs. Well, anyway, what I'm saying is like Milwaukee ain't got shit on them. Now I didn't go through the whole city of it. I was just downtown because Covington, Kentucky, because I stayed in Covington, Kentucky, and that's right across the bridge. So I was just like, damn, like I think when people start traveling and getting outside of Milwaukee, it'll open your eyes to why is truck driving like this? It'll open your eyes to a lot of things that's going on, as far as like outside of Milwaukee, to make you really be like, I'm not getting the bang for my buck. I ain't had some ragged ass streets down there in Kentucky. Not Kentucky, Cincinnati. Cincinnati kind of reminds you of, I say, Racine, because it's a real old city, I believe. It's not that small as Racine, but it's real old. Old windy ass roads, small ass roads, shit like that. And so I didn't know nothing about what you just brought up about, like with this MPS thing. Like you said, Kev, we're gonna have to get down to the bottom of it. And there's so much going on. What's that dude named the Perez guy, the president of the Common Council? I think he snubbed his finger at the other black people. Then the black people ain't keeping it real. Russell Stafford and all them. Like Malele needed 8 people to vote her in, and I think it's more black people there than the rest of the people. And they, like I wouldn't fuck with none of them if I was her. I'm gonna be honest with you. I take that shit personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all would rather have this motherfucking Mexican stay in office than y'all ain't gonna vote me in, and I'll be the first woman common council president in the state's history. Well, in the city's history, I don't know about the state, but in the city's history. So it's something deeper behind that. And then, like you said, with SBC, that's crazy too.
And these niggas fucked up.
I was just reading at Alverno College. But you know what? The big thing about it is, though, I wonder what's good, because it's hard everywhere. I'm talking about all over the United States. What's going to happen when everybody can't really pay their rent, can't really afford? Because right now, if you hear about it, they ain't giving out loans. People ain't taking loans. See, it's a thing like they be not the GDP, but money, as we all know, makes the world go around. but it is deeper than that. You know, I don't know how, you know, and I'm not saying that you guys don't know, but it's a little deeper than that. You know, you got to take out small loans. You know, people ain't taking out small loans to put the money back in the economy. People ain't going out here financing cars. You know, it really technically is really more credit than money out here. You know, I mean, paper money is more credit available than it is paper money, and people not really doing that. And they say people not really spending money. So if you're not really spending money because you hold on to the money, then they not putting money back into the economy and it ain't circulating. And there's a lot of things laying off. You know, like I don't know what's going on with Alverno College. You know, they talking about doing some job cuts and things like that. But when we start looking at the healthcare system and educational systems laying off, then it's something to scratch our head at. You know, especially with, you know, health. Like, damn, this nigga's dying and sick. He got diabetes and cancer and all that. You know, they need to go there. And if it's going to be a staff shortage, then what's really going on? So we just looking at the little grain of sand, you know, like Milwaukee. Milwaukee is a grain of sand on the beach, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something to us, but it ain't shit to nobody else, you know? And I'm on a broader perspective than that, because a lot of times people will be like, well, fuck what's going on over there, but best believe that could be a test dummy, and then they're going to spread it through all the other cities. That's just like before Truth and Census came to the state of Wisconsin. They was doing it here. They was doing it there. And we was like, we don't give a fuck. You know, they locking niggas up. We got a parole system. Next thing you know, bam, motherfucker catch a case. Like, I got sentences under Truth and Census. Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So because everything is like, let me see, how can I say this? If you look at the map of the United States, it's like almost a body. Everything coincides with one another. So when this bullshit happening down there, best believe if it don't hit us 6 months to a year from now, and we don't watch what's going on down there, boom, we gonna see it up here. You know, so I don't, you know. And then I heard, you know, I was listening to the radio earlier, a motherfucker killed 3 police was down there, I think in North Carolina, one of the Carolinas. I said, that gotta be a white boy. You know, because a nigga, we might get lucky and kill one. Because it was a nigga in Memphis just killed a police officer last week. He killed a police. Police killed his ass, too. We ain't going to get that lucky and kill 3 motherfuckers now. If he killed 3 motherfuckers, he a bad motherfucker, though, boy. He dead, too. So, you know, they wasn't going to let that nigga live. Even if he had breath in his body, they probably covered up his nose. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Kev, there's a lot going on, man. You know, and the reason I sent you that information about Mississippi was I just wanted to do the comparison between our budget and a city and a state like Mississippi. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because the governor down there, I can't remember his name. He a crazy motherfucker, but he denied. You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I don't know if I'm being brainwashed or am I seeing shit, but I'm starting to see some of the shit with these Republicans sometimes, and I can't lie. Like we keep on sitting up here talking about this.
Hold on, Dion. Hold on. I'm looking at the chat room, right? And Mama Jenkins, I know James Meredith. I know he was also shot, correct? Right? I know he was the first one admitted. Guy King Hayes says the attempt at intelligence here is comical. He said, "What the fuck are we talking about?" Well, once again, I thought that you could expound on what's going on with the sister Sade and her murderer, because we didn't know. But I don't know if you said that the attempt at intelligence is comical. I don't know. What's explain that to me a little bit.
Yeah, who says that? Yeah,
because he was Erica tagged him, and I thought maybe he would inform us on what was.
I thought you explained to him what the tag was for. Like, I mean, it ain't no big deal, brother. You can leave.
Well, no, I don't want to do that. I'm saying.
I'm just saying he's sending shots like that. Like, come on, man. Like the attempt at intelligence is comical. Yeah, come on, man. He's sending shots. Like,
well, that's okay.
Yeah, that is true.
No, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay for him to send shots.
Because we don't do that on here.
It's okay, Kamar. It's okay. I like to know what's comical about it. Like,
we just asked the question, and she tagged you in it, brother. It ain't no big deal. You don't have to stick around for the whole conversation.
Maybe it's because I said what's racist. I thought that was a legitimate question. Where does this? Because I hear a lot of people saying her murder is this racism has something to do with it. And I wanted to know what people thought about it. So I don't know if
I don't think racism had anything to do with it. I know me and you talked a little in depth about it that one night, and I don't want to put out there what we said because I don't want to offend nobody. But everybody really like genuinely like what the connect, because the white boy, no homo, but he wasn't one of them white boys that I could see her. You know, she was a beautiful young lady. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was one of those white boys that I could see her being attracted to. You know, he wasn't like the hood white boys, you know, that act like they black, what they call them wiggers. You know, he riding good. You know, like my boy, white boy Bill, may rest in peace.
Hold
you know
on,
what I'm saying?
hold on, Dion. Hold on, because he said he was
Go ahead.
lost. He said he was lost in the discussion we was having currently. I think, because Dion, you know, Dion calls in and
got off that
he
subject
runs
and
through, he
everything.
runs down what he's heard so far. So we got another caller. Call you live on Outlaw Radio. What's popping?
Hey, Outlaws. I just wanted to say, this is Erica again, that I don't even know what to say right now, but hey, God King, how you doing? Welcome to the Outlaw Radio. I spoke highly of you on their panel when I was giving you your shout out for helping to organize the stand up for Sade. And I thought maybe that you could call in and give us a little bit about what's going on, and share your input on what you see out there in the street.
Well, no, I think he said, he kind of clarified it. He said he was listening. I think he kind of caught Dion, but I thought he was in when I was explaining why you tagged him initially. So I didn't,
Yeah.
maybe. So he thought, because Dion was just kind of giving his, you know, Dion will listen to the show and just give me an opinion on everything we've said. So maybe he thought we was just meandering, like, what the fuck are they talking about? I give everybody benefit of the doubt. I don't necessarily think everything is about, you know what I mean? Like, oh, fuck y'all. So you know, black people, we emotional, man. What the fuck that nigga say? Like, we be all like, no, it's not
wasn't
that.
even that. I wasn't even saying it being upset. I was just telling him, like, shit, brother, you ain't got to send no shot at us like that.
He says,
You know what I mean?
No,
Like, your name is God King. Well,
telephone
how are
number
you
right
sending a
there.
shot at another brother?
I don't think he was. He said he caught the caller.
No,
wasn't.
man.
That's why I'm calling in to help clarify.
The
If you
attempt
can
at
just
intelligence is
call in,
comical.
that'd be great.
We all good, Erica. We all good.
Man.
We're all
ain't gotta
good.
do that here.
We're all men. We're all men. Men
I
got to
know.
work it out.
That's exactly my point. We ain't got to do that here.
No, you good, Erica.
This ain't the debate where we trying to
All right,
prove
that's
nobody
not the grown
wrong.
man
You know what I
conversation here in
mean?
the
The
line.
conversation moves. That's all it was.
Dion, you still with us? Did we lose Dion?
What you say, Kev?
I want you to get a chance
to.
I want you to get a chance to wrap. Finish what you was talking about.
Oh, I was just listening. To y'all, but you know, like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would like to know the connection between her and this young man. You know, like the news ain't gonna really never put it out there. You know, I have seen a couple bloggers on YouTube went at it, but a lot of the information that they put out there, because the one guy, he was on there like they just found her leg. I was like, wait, you know, like the leg didn't have a foot to it, but then when I heard the news talk about it, the leg did have a foot to it. Most of the things that he said on the YouTube were somewhat true. You know what I'm saying? It was somewhat true.
Okay.
So I believe that the young, the gentleman, the monster, we ain't gonna call him a gentleman. He's a monster. You know, he's Maximilian, whatever his name is. You know, he tried to dispose of her. He disposed of her body, throwing it over a cliff. You know, I guess it was the embankment right there, where the creator, as y'all call him, God or whatever y'all want to call him, but I use the creator. He left trails, and I don't believe that man knew that he left that leg there. You know, and it was a good thing that he did because the young lady was missing, and you know, and like I said, it's horrible. You know, like me and some of the people where I work at, you know, at the school I work at, you know, we discussed it, and it's like, you know, her mama never really has total closure on that, you know, especially if they don't find all her body parts, you know, and she gotta, you know, life every day, you know, and she still gotta maintain and function out here, you know. You can't go to We Energy like, hey, my daughter was mutilated, you know, hey, I can't pay y'all right now. Well, they don't care about that. Click, can't, you know, if she don't own her house, go to the landlord, you know, nothing like that. So, you know, it's a lot going on behind that. But, you know, hopefully if the gentleman do decide to call in or more information, we could find out the link between those two. Because, like I said, she was a very beautiful young lady, you know, and I don't see her, you know, why would she want to deal with or have an encounter with someone scruffy looking like that? And, you know, it was a copy of the police report on there, and they just had it play by play how everything went, because he's really not saying nothing But you know, people nowadays with technology, you know, they have the cell. I mean, not the cell phone camera, the Ring doorbell. They seen both of them arrive, what time they arrived, and her cell phone was pinging here, there. You know, what time they left here, what time they did that. You know, so you know, hopefully, like I said, the young man, you know, whoever he is, the gentleman, he can call in, give us a little bit more information. You know, and I hope. I don't know. You know, I can't say her family ever had closure because it was something horrific that happened, and I hate that it happened. And I'm sorry, you know, that we lost such a beautiful young soul. She definitely was a beautiful young lady, you know. And so hopefully someone could call in, you know, just give us a little bit more insight. And I'm gonna listen, y'all already know I'm headed down 41 back, and when I get back to the I'm gonna be getting in kind of late today, so by the time I get there, y'all might be wrapping it up. But I love you niggas, and y'all know on the 4th, I'll be down there to fuck with y'all to really chop it up, talk
Well,
shit.
you supposed to be sitting in. You supposed to be sitting in with me. I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, but see that way. Now listen now, because Wednesday I'm going back out of town. I'm going back to Huntsville, Alabama. But I'll be back. I'll take my licensing exam so I could be a boiler attendant for MPS, and then I wouldn't give a fuck what MPS do because I want some of that money that they get. So you know what I'm saying? Just keep getting it for me, keep posting if that's what you're doing. So I can so I can make some money. But I love you niggas. I love you niggas as always. Bull, Real, Kev, Outlaw, Courtney, wherever you is, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you're safe. You in the crib with your kids. You gonna put that nappy ass dreads up. But you know I love you regardless, Sean. Miss Jenkins, love y'all. Outlaw gone, man. I'm gone.
All right.
Peace.
That's for Dion. Now let's get this. Time to take a woo stop. My brother says, okay, this is Guy King Hayes. He says Dion was giving a rundown on a lot of shit, so I was genuinely confused on what the discussion was about. That's fine, no problem. Mama Jenkins said there's no fucking information that we as the community know because we've not been told anything other than what the family is saying because the police not forthcoming. And that's correct, and that's what we were saying, and that's why we were not in the know of any kind of real, unless because I haven't been on the front lines with people who are really working to support the family. God King says I apologize because I was sending shots, but lacking context. It's been a long day. No doubt, man. Listen, man. It's all good, brother. It's all good. That's why it's important for us to communicate and talk. Because honestly, to tell you the truth. Whether a person likes the show or not, it's all the same to me because you got to watch it to form an opinion. So it's all
right.
It's all good for me, right? Like so, he said, "I watch your shit and I hate it." Well, check it out next week. You're gonna hate it more. That's what I tell them. Oh, wait till you see what we're gonna do next week. You're really gonna be like, "Fuck us." But if you want to contribute, you want to get in the conversation, man. There's that number scrolling across the bottom of the screen. 262-202-5131. And shout out to you, my brother. Like I said, we tagged you because Erica spoke highly of you and your support for the family and whatnot. And we were just like, okay, well, here's a chance for us to enlighten the Outlaw family with somebody I like to have insiders, right? Like I like to have people who know instead of us just speculating. A lot of people come on the platform and just talk. They don't give a shit if they're telling the truth or if they're right or they're accurate. We have a different kind of approach here. So, my brother, you are free to call in if you feel like you are in the mood. You said it was a long day. Understand that. If you just want to rest and relax, I respect that as well. Now this is another thing we talk about on the show. Did y'all see this footage of these spiders on Mars? Somebody tell me. Did y'all see this?
I seen the pictures. I didn't click on it though, because I figured it was just like clickbait or some shit like that.
Yeah. I'm just tripping because listen. I know this was on Fox 6 News though.
They gotta prime you up, man, for Project Bluebeam.
Okay. I talk about my belief in extraterrestrial life all the time. So when I seen it, I said, But also, Real, what you just said is very, very poignant because I thought, are they trying to set us up for something? Like,
well, there's if anybody interested, look up Project Bluebeam, and where they say, okay, so basically they supposed to fabricate an invasion type shit or fabricate a extraplanetary threat, I guess, to kind of help issue in that united government type shit. But then
Okay.
there's also Project Blue Book, where that supposedly is like the fabrication of like the return of a Messiah type shit.
Well, I mean, I've been saying for a very long time that I say I believe in extraterrestrial life because I don't believe the universe in its vastness only contains one planet that supports life. And so I've said I believe that there are aliens amongst us, living amongst us. They know them.
Yeah,
They communicate with them on a regular.
they
So
made deals with them.
right. I just believe the government has always known. Like I
Yeah.
look at reverse technology, like how, what I call reverse alien technology. And I've always made this correlation. If you look at us really riding horses and having light by lanterns and just minimal advancements, and all of a sudden you get to the 30s and up, and what wasn't invented,
Oh,
right? Like so, it's like, man, we took a big step in terms of technology. So you think from 1800 to 1899, or yeah, from 1800 to 1899, there was there were some advancements, obviously, but they were small. When you go from 1900 to 1980, it's like what? It's not even the
Well,
same world.
it's a guy. If anybody interested, you can look up Bob Lazar, who talked about working on these projects, and he talked about goddamn, I just was watching it too. The reason he's so credible is because he talked about, is it Element 51 or some shit like that?
Area 51.
No. There's so Area 51 is the place,
right?
But there's something called like Element
The
51 or some
liquid
shit.
metal that's
Where you can fold it and all that shit, and then let it go, and it kind of revert back.
Right.
But there's Bob Lazar, there's Stephen Greer. You can look up Skinwalker Ranch. You can look up Admiral Byrd, who said he was taken into the earth. So I mean,
a lot of people don't know Ronald Reagan and his wife was kidnapped by aliens on their way to a party one time.
I didn't know that shit either. I
Look
knew
it
about
up.
the interracial couple. One of the first black people to say they was abducted in like the 50s. It was an interracial couple said they got abducted. But yeah, I mean, there's a whole alien disclosure thing. Like my father, like I grew up on Star Wars, Star Trek. He always was talking about alien disclosure, Bigfoot, Dog Man, all kind of shit. So,
man.
so yeah, so they talk about there's more than one species already on the planet. There's also the ones that's inside the planet, like the underground ones. That there's a guy. Shit, I forgot his name. He ended up getting killed, but he was talking about how they were digging for the military, those dumb bases, deep underground military bases. And while they were digging these bases, they accidentally dug into a cavern where they supposedly got into a firefight with some grays, and shit like that. But yeah, it's all kind of stuff you can look up if you're interested.
I love it. He says, this is Guy King Hayes. He says, that was an opinion of the caller, not the panel, and it was offensive to Dion. And so to you, I apologize. Man, it is all good, bro. I got the thickest skin in the world.
And I teach emotional intelligence, so I don't really get mad like that.
Yeah. It's man. You know what? I'm so secure with who I am that it's very hard to insult me. Now it can happen, of course, and there's some things I take offense to, right? Obviously, because I'm human. But I don't. Most of the time, more often than not, I'm not taking shit personal. I'm rolling, like I'm rolling, like I'm just going, like it's good. Erica Hunt said, "I'm closing my day naps. It's too dangerous out here." I always said
I don't take much stuff personal like that. It's just that I like to catch it right when it starts because I don't want it to continue.
Right? No.
You know what I mean? Like you Kev, you see me when I get upset. You know what I'm saying? We just ain't gonna do that, man. We don't gotta do the disrespect. That's how I felt. So I felt like I should catch it first.
Well, we got clarity. We got clarity. It's all good.
Well, y'all kept explaining how y'all don't get mad. I wanted to explain how I really wasn't mad. Is
I'm
that
about to
okay?
make you mad. I'm about to make you snap on me and prove you a liar. I'm gonna keep cutting you off. Watch him knock his mic down. Be like, fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit.
I used to say when I was young, I could make a nun cuss me out, right? Like,
Damn.
I can piss anybody off. Like, you little fucker, right? That was my, my wife always say, what she called me, she says I'm oh my God, what is the word she uses all the time? It's not irritant or irritable. She says I'm an antagonizer. She's like, you're an antagonizer. She's like,
Instigator.
antagonizer. She always tell me you're an antagonizer, Kevin. You just antagonize people. He said as it pertains to Sade Robinson, while I'm working with the family to find her remains and find justice, I don't feel like I'm the most qualified to speak on behalf of the family. That's fine too. We
Yeah,
just thought you might have knew some details like that we didn't. Because what I didn't want to do is underinform. You know what I'm saying?
you know, that's how we really started the conversation out too. Because you started out talking about how people was asking, how come we ain't speaking on that so much? How come we ain't going in? And the truth is, we don't got enough information to be able to talk about it. Really, we don't know what's happening.
Right. We've been repeating second and third hand information, and that's not something that I enjoy. Like I'd rather.
You know what though? Like when that one dude, that little rapping guy. Well, I don't want to. Not little rapping guy, but when there was a when there was a car accident over there in Wauwatosa, where the white pregnant woman unfortunately passed away. Shit, you knew about his whole shit before it even hit the news. Like,
people. Are you talking about the little rapper, Lil Frank?
I don't know what his name was, but yeah,
it was Lil Frank.
He's a young cat,
sweet dude. Yeah.
I don't know, but I know they was putting all his shit like, yeah, and he was already out on the, like, these was in the comments, motherfuckers knew all the thing. But again, like you said, it is a difference when there's certain demographics that are the victim and or the perpetrator type shit.
No doubt. Once again, what we try to do on here is just, spread information. So if you spread half misinformed or, it's a reflection of me and what they would call your journalistic integrity. So I try to have our platform as valid as possible when we're talking about issues and having all the facts. And that's why I love the Outlaw family, because normally if we miss a beat, somebody's coming in saying, no, Kev, it's like we had brain farts and couldn't remember the sister's last name, and Mama Jenkins was Johnny on the spot. Like, boom. And Dion says, say her name. Right. So yeah, it happens like that. It's all good, my brother. I understand what you're saying. Once again, if there's anybody else out there who has, because all the stuff we've repeated, I'm sure you've heard. Like, I even wanted to know what the validity of this animal blood was and what kind of animal was it. And so is he into animal mutilation? Like, it's the profile, like the FBI profiles killers, right? Not just that you murdered somebody, but what kind of killer are you? Are you a serial killer? Are you just kind of like, you killing hookers? Are you killing old elderly people? There's a study to killers and serial killers, because I've even heard a lot of black people say that there is a serial killer in Milwaukee, that they believe that because of the amount of black women missing. And that's another layer we didn't even really get into, because once again, I don't have the information to back that, because there are a number of young ladies missing. And so by the fact that these were, and I think that kind of originated in that they weren't sure if all the body parts were this young lady's body parts. And I feel bad that I'm sitting here talking about, like, when I was listening to Dion talking about feet and legs, and I'm like, it's crazy that we're sitting here talking about a young lady's leg and a young lady's foot, and
somebody's baby, man.
Crazy, man. That's
somebody's baby.
I mean, just that one human would do that to another. It's just like, what kind of world do we live in, man? And that's why I said I don't know. I wasn't sure about the connection between racism or the fact that it just demonstrates the fucked up nature of people, right? You know what I mean? So that was where we were coming from. Brother God King says, pure opinion, rich white dad buys not guilty by reason of mental defect verdict. Yes, we've seen that. Now, see, there we go. So there's where racism comes into effect, because we said that the only racism we had saw so far was the coverage of it, or lack thereof, or or the sharing of information with the public. So is this another case where they got $1 million lawyers that told him, shut the fuck up, don't say a word, I will do all the talking, don't say a word, because that's what the good attorneys do. You know what I mean? Like, and so it could be that he said, research who Maxwell Anderson's attorney is. This is all pertinent information, right?
This kind of sounds like, you remember Shaft, the Samuel Jackson Shaft and shit?
Yeah.
Dude father sent him away and shit, like, hey, go on the way, I'm about to handle this.
Went to the Alps.
Some shit like that.
To the Alps, right? Oh, that's one of my favorite movies too, man.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, man.
I just like Peoples Hernandez. He was funny to me.
And Jeffrey Wright is a great actor. But
what is he? Is he
black.
even Puerto Rican? Like,
no, he's black. You haven't seen none of his other movies?
I tried to watch him as Dr. King or some shit, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I know. That Selma shit, that ain't for me. I was not.
I
don't do slave movies. I don't do them kind of movies and shit. I don't. He says Milwaukee is built on covert racism. I thought it was built on overt racism. Dion said Tony Cotton is his attorney. Okay. He said that's Maxwell Anderson. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying, like,
is
he like a prestige person that's like known for?
Well, we getting information out here, so I don't know. Erica says I'm finna go check my doors because I'm desirable, and this conversation got me a little paranoid.
Oh
damn, Erica. Okay,
it's fucked up for people to be scared in their own house. I mean, not making light of it, you know what I'm saying? Because this is serious. Like, but for like something to be going on in your city to have you scared in your own goddamn house, it's some appalling ass shit. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta hook Erica up with
Eagle,
my man Eddie Silas over
Eddie Silas.
Olympic Firearms, and get that class, get that certification, and get that hammer, as they call it. And that, a gun don't guarantee you're gonna survive, but you got a better chance with it than you do without it, right? So
I'll Fletch. He got some information for it too.
Yeah.
In terms of, if you ain't got the gun, right, Kamar, you can throw them hands up. Be surprised when you get up in there and you go to throwing roundhouses. Oh shit, I'm going back out this window. Okay, so we getting information on this brother. Dion says he's one of the top defense attorneys in Milwaukee. Mama Jenkins said his lawyer is the white Ben Crump. Okay. So he got a big time defense attorney. So that says his family got a little paper, or he got some paper.
Or you know how they do it too. They may have did a GoFundMe or some shit, and all the racist white people went and loaded that motherfucker up.
But they didn't though, because it would have received a lot of attention. Come on, they must have had this paper laying around.
Would it?
Yeah, if they had done a GoFundMe, that shit would have been. Yes, I would have seen that. I've been doing enough
like,
scouring.
What does parents do for bread? Like, what business?
We don't know. We don't know where this white boy even.
Yeah, I don't know nothing. Like,
drug deals.
No, nothing. I'm gonna be honest.
He might be, Kamar. He might be the biggest pill distributor, opioid distributor.
Meth.
Like,
Probably sell meth.
Man, come on, man. Come on, y'all. Let's give it up. Shane Krumer out in Denver. He says, I covered the Sade Robinson situation last night on the Frontline Black News. I would like to have more firsthand information. Well, Shabaka invited me to come on with you all tomorrow night. That's why I was really trying to get myself as informed as possible about it. Because when I come on, I want to be able to speak with some knowledge. I don't want to be on there speculating. Erica says she got a hammer. Well, it's all good then, Erica. You shouldn't be.
Yeah, you should be all right.
Be steady as she go then, because if he come in, he can go back out. Might come in through the window, but you're going back out through the front door. He says, and Milwaukee does not need to be in the national spotlight discussing a potential serial killer 2 months ahead of the Republican National Convention. And this is the reason why you don't see much coverage of a black girl being dismembered and scattered across the city. Oh yeah, that's a good point, because we talked about if this was a brother, his whole MPS school records would have been online the next day. His mama was a hooker, his mama was a teacher, and his daddy worked third shift.
All out there.
Right.
Jesse Perry said the white dude who killed Sade and dismembered her is giving me Tim Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. No, Dahmer's a different thing. I was alive. I lived through that. Dahmer's was a different thing. Dahmer was eating people. He wasn't spreading the body parts. He was seasoning the body parts, right? Dahmer was the monster amongst us, and nobody knew that it was a serial killer running around here that had a preference for dark meat.
Ted Bundy was that debonnaire dude, right? Or some shit like that.
Yeah, he was the ladies' man that all the ladies loved.
This guy don't look too debonair when I seen his mug shot, but I don't know. I mean, if he got bread, I mean, you know.
So my brother says his dad owns investment firms. There you go.
Damn.
Big money. Like he said, long money. Yep. Shit. And deep Milwaukee ties. See, this is what I'm saying. This is why we wanted somebody in the know to come on, because we didn't know any of this. So I can now go and do my research and look, you know, so there we go, man. Teamwork make the dream work. Ted Bundy, I meant. Yeah, I know you were talking about. Caitlin Harvey, how you doing? She said Maxwell Anderson's father owns an insurance company that is in 48 states. He has a lot of money. Shout out to you, Caitlin Harvey. Thank you for that tidbit. Mama Jenkins said parents got $1 million home in Delafield and dad lives in Florida from a friend. They got cash. She said dad, I heard, was a stock man. Okay. See, when you dig deep enough, you find it. I got it now. Now this gives me, you know, this gives me some perspective on it. This is why I opened it up, right? So, listen, I would love to be a person who knew everything, but if I was, this would cost y'all a whole hell of a lot of money. For me to do any show, it'd be some G's before I turn the microphone on. I don't know everything. And when I don't know something, I ain't scared to say, man, you know anything about this?
Yeah, open source it.
Okay. He said, no, you don't, bro. Trust me. I'm trying to figure out what that was in response to. I'm just
was that when I said I gotta get in the stocks or something?
Oh, did you say that? I didn't hear you, real.
No, I was thinking out loud like, damn, I gotta get in the stock. You know, I be fucking with that crypto, but shit, I mean, I want that big money too.
Oh, he's talking. He said, you don't. He said, I wish I could go back before the no. Woo.
That's okay. Yeah, that will fuck you up.
Hey man, sometimes when you think you want to, I get what he's saying. Sometimes you want to know, and then you say, I can't unsee that, right? They say I can't get that time back. I totally understand.
My son who went to school with her, he was like, the more I learn, the more I grieve. You know, because they went to school with her.
Right.
So
okay.
He like, the more I know, the more I grieve. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Shit, ain't nothing I can tell my son.
Okay. But I'd like to be able to expose it. If I know it, if I find out if there's I know people say, Kev, you got to be careful. But I mean, I think careful is for, somebody else. It is what it is with me. Come on, man. God is the only person that has my time and my date, right? And I'm not going a minute before or a minute after, so I don't worry about things that I can't control. So if I know something that's gonna help my people, I'm gonna give it to them and say, "Here, y'all, take it."
It'd be crazy though how you find out how much. Like, I'm 40, man. I'll be 41 this month. Well, in May. And I'm just finding out how much money is actually in Milwaukee and Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? You be like, damn, it's rich people here? Like,
what? Are you serious?
I know about like the Stein Garden, the gift people and shit like that. But
no, you
like,
got
damn, they got money, damn, they got a big firm, damn. Like,
well, we had a conversation about old money still running Milwaukee. So when you hear the history of this city with the breweries and these families who became tool and industrial giants, their families, even though they may not have stayed in the same business, have gone into many different enterprises. So that money is still here. That money still circulates through the city. It still runs shit, for lack of a better term. So yeah, it's plenty old money in Milwaukee. Come on, you go look at the amount of buildings that have historical designations, right? Like, look at the philanthropies, the rides. See, when I was growing up, we didn't have no philanthropy agencies in our community, right? These motherfuckers have fortunes that are so old that they're so rich that they say, I'm not even tripping. Let's give some of this shit away to a certain extent. And that's old money. That ain't new money. Shout out to Mama Jenkins. Love Mama Jenkins. She said, when you listen to Outlaw Radio, you learn. Yeah, At least that's what our intention is. He said whose legacy are still around. Well, it's their families. Like, because if you look at, like, there's descendants, there's some rich white people who live in River Hills, and they'll say it might be a great granddaughter of one of the brewery the brewery giants, right?
Okay,
She's in a whole different family, but they'll say she's a descendant of the so and so family, Pfister and Vogel, the Bucyrus era, whoever, whatever large. Milwaukee at one point was known as the toolbox of the world because every major manufacturing company had something here. So you talk about money. Like, I look at the city of Cudahy. It's named Cudahy. You know why? Because of John C. Cudahy, who started Cudahy Meat Packing. Look at West Dallas. You know why it's called West Dallas? Because of Alice Chalmers, which was once there. Now you can say, well, they went out of business. Yeah, but they families, they didn't end up living on 3rd and North Avenue. Right? My brother used to always say, I don't know why they call it West Dallas. They should always just call it west of Alice Chalmers. I'm like, no, you know. So you're talking about who money's still around, right? Like, that money, when you make that much money, how they used to make it back in those days, you're talking about the Miller family, who at one point sold the most beer in the world. I'm talking about that money ain't going away. After so long, Pabst, you know, yeah, we lost a brewery. So what?
And they got all that bread and choose to stay in cold ass Wisconsin.
Well, they didn't in the spring, in the summer.
Oh, okay.
I mean, in the winter, I take that back. In the winter,
they went down to Florida and shit.
Yeah, we're gonna go vacay. We're gonna go back to England, where, you know,
you know what?
There's a patch of land. There's a patch of land in Brown Deer.
Yeah.
And it's I can't remember the name of the organization now. It's a nature conservation. And I took some kids there through Earn and Learn when I was working for Employ Milwaukee. I didn't take them there. They were working there on this site. It's a nature site. It's a nature site. And I went there, and they started talking about where the land came from. And lo and behold, it was land owned. I think it was by the Pabst family that they used to have their horses, the draft horses. That's where they used to stay. It's just on the lakefront, right? It's big old. And they said then they had their summer vacation homes here, and then they donated it.
That's I just thought about it because when I worked for AT&T, I used to be in tech support, and we had a whole protocol when people came back to Wisconsin from their vacation home. Like when you leave for vacation, you could get back then it was for UVerse. You can get your shit put on like a basic package where it was like only like $15 a month, and that just kept your line active. And then when you came back home, you're like, hey, I'm back home. I want to reinitiate my shit. And it was just like a drop down we hit. So I forgot about that. Yeah, people do go away for months and months and months and then come back in the summertime and reactivate their shit.
Well, you got to think, we talk all the time about Black people needing to establish generational wealth. What that means is that I get so wealthy that 2 generations from now, my great-great-granddaughters are wealthy. That's long-term generational wealth, right? Like, and it's just a painting of me somewhere in a house. Somewhere. That was great-great-grandpa. He was an industrial giant, right? Is that why you never know? Right? You silver spoons, right? God King says that money is black and white. It's black and white. Okay. Is it some old black money? Let's talk about that.
Black money here?
Old black money.
Shit, I need to get them introduced to my cigars and wine. I'm trying to infiltrate some of these country clubs. Like, I want my shit to be the wine.
I know, talk about the Cogs and it's some name brand black families, but I don't think their money is old as like Pabst and Miller. He said investment firms. I heard insurance companies. He said, yes, it takes teamwork to make the dream work. Mama Jenkins said the Strattons, the Smiths. Okay. Yes, somebody used to own A.O. Smith. Who owned it? So we keep thinking we're fighting race wars and gender wars, religious wars. The real and hidden war is rich versus everyone. Yes, has versus have-nots. I'm with you on that, my brother. I'm with you on that. He said, because in the next 20 years, Wisconsin will be a destination location. Gentrification.
Telling y'all, that's why I'm trying to dig my heels in and survive this wave.
Man, we talk. See, this is what I love about Outlaw Radio. We talk about gentrification. We talk about the financial, monetary discrimination. Like I'm way less offended by a white person calling me nigger than I am by some white company or some white industrial person robbing me of opportunity.
Closing SDC could be part of gentrification.
Could be.
Right.
I mean, could it be? Well,
I'm asking.
Well, I don't know if you need SDC once the gentrifiers move in. Do we?
But I mean, it would help. You know, what I mean, I remember earlier because I don't know exactly what they do, but I remember earlier you said
Are
they
you saying
help
kind of
low
like,
income families out,
right?
right?
and by them being
So if they
employed,
close out, the low income families really out of there. They gotta go wherever a motherfucker tell them to go.
Okay.
right.
Shutting down resources. I can
And
see you
then
there.
that's also people who live in Milwaukee who now ain't got money to contribute, towards the economy. Like I talked to a lady today, and she was like, "Cause that's where I work." So I got a call today. She was applying, like, yeah, they just shut my job down. I ain't got paid for a month, and now last Friday they just gave us an email saying we closed until. So I was like, damn, she's like, yeah. At first they were saying payroll was behind and just keep on working. She's like, we worked for a whole month just for them to give us this email Friday saying that we closed and don't have an expected return date. So, it's about to make my job get a lot busier, but it's impacting a lot of people.
Well, that was part of the email is how to sign up for unemployment. So I said follow the water. Yeah. It's closing, and he agrees. God King agrees with you, Kamar. He said closing SDC is a form of gentrification. Okay, but if they're mismanaged, then they're not helping us anyway. So then they should go the way of the dinosaur, shouldn't they? I mean, I'm just saying I always like I live by this: either you with us or you against us, right? Like so, if you're not helping, you harming. You feel what I'm saying? Like
So the lady I talked to today, because I didn't know, you remember, I just heard about SDC. I thought they was the people who help change out your windows type shit. But
that's the weatherization program.
She was like, we had the weatherization program, but we also had programs that put you through a 2-year college for free, teach you shit. Well, she ain't say shit on the line. But she was like, then we also had things to help you get like legal help if you had child support issues or other legal issues. So she broke down a whole lot of shit that they do. Like she actually was an instructor that taught some 12-week program there. So she like, now I'm being told that I'm out of a job. So so I guess we hear about the mismanagement, but I'm sure there were people who benefited from some of the programs and were able to change their life by utilizing it.
Especially the Head Start and the energy assistance. I told you I went 1 year and had to get that joint for the energy assistance. Ain't no shame in my game. That's why I can always talk about the struggle because I've been a part of it. But I never accepted it as my constant reality. I'm like, shit, maybe today, but I swear to God, I'm gonna get past this and I'm gonna keep on scratching. But no, they provided a lot of services, and I think people got to understand any large scale social service agency. What keeps the lights on is you steadily finding something to go, and like that's how you keep grants coming in and you get funding. And when you start to lose that, like they lost the Head Start program and they lost the energy assistance program, then those are two huge grants that help the place keep running.
So my mother actually is fighting the state now because like I told y'all last year, she started that PNCC company, and they had so much red tape that prevented them from starting a company for like a whole year. And then when they finally navigated the red tape, got everybody to look at stuff and get through all those policies and processes, they were open for like a month or two when Wisconsin just shut down all the PNCC agencies. So, if y'all, I could have her come to the show if you want to talk about it, but she like, yeah, she like, if they didn't hold me back from opening up when I was supposed to open up, I could at least made some money to cover our office building we renting and shit until, but now they just did away with so many PNCC. So that's pregnant women who not gonna have the resources and the prenatal care coordinators to help the birthing experience and pregnancy be that much easier.
Or go where they tell them to go.
Mama Jenkins says SDC closing is going to hurt a lot of people in our communities. It's going to affect the lives of many people. Okay, because I asked the question if they're not doing what they're supposed to do. But I guess there's good being done, but if it ain't being done efficiently and effectively, then so goes the organization. That's fiscal responsibility is part of what you have to have. But anytime something's in the community for 65 years, a lot of people have been helped by it. You know what I'm
And you
saying?
know what? And really, they could tell us anything, man. They could tell us anything about SDC and just do what they want to do. Really, like, cause who would really know? Like, okay, what I mean by tell us anything, like they could tell us the funds all messed up or whatever. They could tell us anything, and this is why we closing it down. They could tell us anything.
Just like the referendum, do it for the kids, and now they still
So you're still cutting people's job, right?
You know what I mean?
And especially
Keep
the trauma people, man. It's like these kids face so much trauma. And again, to my kids, like now they got a girl who they went to school with that was violently killed. Like one of the reasons my son moved to Arizona as soon as he turned 18, he like, Dad, I was scared I was gonna die in Milwaukee. And I'm like, son, well, you ain't in the streets. I didn't raise you like that. He like, because he was saying his friends dying, and I'm like, they in the streets. You ain't in the streets. He like, I thought that too until I got robbed walking from the bus stop, and then I thought about it, like they hit my boy in the head with the gun and took his coat. You know what I'm saying? So these kids experience trauma just trying to make it to school and back, and they really need these trauma people.
It's crazy. The MPS situation is a debacle, and everything comes to a head. So I'm waiting to see how this thing got to burst. This is a pimple. It's got to burst, right? Like it can't go. This can't go on. Earl Henning said, "What to do? My brother's chocolate milk." Earl's crazy. Earl Henning, man, you gotta love the Outlaw Radio family, man. Such a cast of characters, man. Guy King says no. Community oversight plus community involvement fixes the broken programs. Public funds everywhere are being mismanaged because the communities they are designed to help aren't even aware they're being fucked over because they don't understand the language and don't want to receive the education because the struggles of day-to-day life outweigh the importance of politics that govern our lives. He said, sorry, that was a mouthful. It doesn't matter if it was poignant, my brother. I'm Ron Burgundy sometimes. I just read the teleprompter, right? So
that's real.
That's real. That's real.
When you're dealing with everyday shit, when you gotta wonder if you're getting robbed on your way home from school, I could understand why some of these kids ain't trying to go to school. Or back in the day, you at least seen a point to school. Like there were jobs waiting for when you got out of school. Like, yeah, I'm gonna finish this, and then I know I can always go to A.O. Smith and get that. Or shit like that. Nowadays, it's like, what the fuck I want a degree for? What, just to work at Walmart because I can't work in my field?
I'm gonna say this just to criticize black people because that's often what I do. I've been in education and social services for the last 23 years. Sometimes when you have programs in the community and you inform the people about it, they don't want in unless it gives them something. If there's nothing free, if there's nothing, and it's not true for everybody. We believe in the 100% rule in which nothing is 100% true about no group of people. But a lot, like I worked for the housing authority in Hillside for about 3 years. And a lot of the people that I spoke to about a program that I was involved in to help people get employed, they wanted no parts of it if it wasn't something tangible that they could see. So once we told them, hey, well, there will be an increase on your rent, increase freeze on your rent if you go and make more money than you're making. They say, oh, shit, my rent can't go up? Okay, I'm down. But when you offer them certain things that if they just stay the course and go through the program, they'll come out on the other side better off. They don't want it. And that's a lot of people with social services. So a lot of money gets burnt and wasted just sitting there running the day-to-day. They call them administrative costs, administrative fees until it's all gone. And you've helped minimal people because people in a lot of regards just haven't taken advantage of it. Okay. That's my experience in social services where I've seen certain programs I said, man, we got all this money to do this. and we take it to the community. I've done community organizing where we went door to door in neighborhoods, impoverished neighborhoods, and gave them materials and told them where to get this, 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 and this. And some people wouldn't even open their door. I've even seen us put it in, because you can't put anything in the mailbox. We put it up, wrap it up in a rubber band. They open the door, look at it, and throw it right out, and just be our shit's blowing down the street as we as we walk in. What the fuck, man?
Damn it.
But this is information that tells you where to get your blood pressure checked, where you can get free medical care, where you can get food, where you can get energy assistance, where you can get rental assistance. And they just looked at fuck this shit and threw it off. Like I was like, okay, there we go. Caitlin Harvey said college is a scam. We need to bring back the trades. I think college is what you make it, because I think trades are a part of college. Like, because I hear people say college, and I hate that people think it's only about liberal arts. If you go downtown to MATC and becoming a master electrician, getting an apprenticeship program, to me, that's higher learning. That's college. It's called Milwaukee Area Technical College. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If like a brother like me, I didn't want to be anything that I knew I wasn't. I didn't want to be in the trades. So I went to a liberal arts school and got a communications program. And so because that's what I wanted to do. Right. And that was more suited to my abilities as an individual to take that and be able to use it to be an educator or to go on and use it to be a social service professional, in which I bring help right to people every day. I have a board outside my office with every program you can imagine. And people, I'm getting mad now because people walking past my office taking my damn flyers. I had to put some up there. Like, if you got a question, ask me. Don't just keep taking my flyers. But I think it's what you make. I don't think college is a scam. I think it can be, especially if you leave and don't know what you want to study. And a lot of times Black kids, we go to college and we don't know what, especially if you're a first generation college student, you don't know what the hell going on.
Yeah.
I think my daughter's about to graduate from the University of Minnesota. And I think one thing I can say for sure, one thing that has helped her is her mother and I's understanding of the process. On what, don't study this. Ain't no money in that. Don't do this. That's a waste of time. I ain't had nobody to tell me. It was just like, go get it how you live. So you know what I'm saying? So I think it we have to put ourselves in the right position. I tell you this, I make a whole hell of a lot more money with the degrees that I have than I would without them. Because I'm not fit to be working for the city on no construction site. I'm not fit to be no firefighter. That's just not me. I'm not a police officer. I need to have somewhere where I can go and maximize my gifts. This mouthpiece. So
see, and you right. Like, I went to college just because I thought it was the right thing to do. That's what you do after high school. Had no idea what I really wanted to go for. First year I was going for electric engineering. Second year I went for graphic design. They throw them credit cards to you as soon as you get into college. And on paper, my parents looked like they had money. My father was a truck driver. My mother was a supervising nurse, got her master's in nursing. So, I'm the oldest of 5, so I had to thug it. I had my job at Jules, and I had a bunch of credit cards they gave me, and that paid for my first and second year of tuition that my financial aid didn't cover, and my books. And then that was the first year. Second year, I was in the pool hall in the union getting some of that money back because I had shit to pay. I had to pay off them credit cards. I couldn't go to class. I was hustling in the pool hall.
But you have since run into the paper ceiling, because at this point with your job and your occupation, you are more qualified and you have more skills than a lot of people who come through your organization. But if they got a degree, they'll rise higher and faster than you. So if nothing else, it's worth getting something, right?
Oh yeah, I'm going through so right now I've been selected because of my credentials or skills. They put me in the Pathway to Leadership program, so it's through UWM. So I'm taking leadership certifications and different certs for leadership.
My mama used to call that edumacation. It was so important to my mother coming from Mississippi picking cotton and dropping out of school before she graduated. It was important for her, that I did something different in terms of education. And so I ain't gonna lie, part of why I went initially was for her because I just the smile it put on her face and it gave her a sense of satisfaction, like she did something right. You know what I'm saying? But once I got there, I quickly realized, hey man, this for me, right? I got to see how the other side was living. Like, this motherfucker say, my grandfather went here. What? Your grandfather went here? Yeah, my grandfather was a carpenter from Mississippi. Like, I just come on. It's just like he was talking about the war between the haves and the have-nots. Well, how do you become part of the other side? Well, it starts with knowledge. It starts with education. It starts with information. The more you know, the better off you are to a certain degree. Right?
I'm gonna get there through my hemp cigars and wine that I infiltrate these country clubs with.
There you go. A man with a plan can't fail.
Right.
Earl Henning said, how about them paying the kids to get good grades and then you'll see that change? I don't think you should pay kids to get good grades. Right? Because if that's the case, I want to get paid for being a good father. I want a stipulation. I want a check. I want a fatherhood check every month. Some shit you just supposed to do because you're supposed to do it. Kids supposed to get their ass somewhere and sit down. You don't know shit. Shut your mouth and listen. We've given kids too much leeway. At the end of the day, you're a child. I'm an adult. Sit your ass down and shut the hell up. And we've lost the ability to tell kids that because now it's, oh, no, you can't say that to him. Oh, no, that's abuse. Oh, no. My mom used to say, stay in the child's place. You know what I'm saying? What's the Bible scripture? When I was a child, I understood as a child, right?
Spoke as a child, I understood as a child, and now that I'm a man, I put away childish things.
There you go. And you learn that I need to know something to survive here. There's some things I got to acquire to survive here. Now, whether them skills are on paper or in your brain, you got to have them either way. Some of us sharpen our iron sharpens iron, so we go to a school and learn something that puts us on a career path. I just don't think we should. I think part of the problem is Black people not really respecting the educational system. And so our kids don't. And that's why kids be like, I don't need to go to school because I'm going to have a label or I'm going to the NBA. I'm getting drafted into the NFL. And it's like, no, you need education, bruh, especially to know how to read and write. And as them old folks used to say, do your arithmetic. Shout out to Seduction Doll. She says, greetings.
Peace.
She says she's nervous typing. She says she's self-taught. So it's very possible. Very possible to be self-taught. Earl Henning says the best thing for me was going to MATC, learning the electrical trade, changed my life outcome. There you go. Milwaukee area technical college. Earl, you went to college. And going to college ain't the number one way to make it. Like it's this. I think this is what Fletcher's saying. The facts are everybody not going to make it. But those that do, we are here for you to help out. Push past your limits. I like that. There's no 100% way to do it, right? You know,
we still need to pool our money together for all these houses that's about to be lost to this referendum. I'm telling you, these people need. I talk to them every day. I told you that lady said she bought her house for 30 G's, and now they telling her it's over 200,000. That lady was 71, got fired after working for 40 years with Kohl's, so she didn't get her pension, she said. And you know, and she was white. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just Black folk that's about to feel this. It's people on poverty. Poverty is all shades. People on fixed incomes getting $23 in food stamps because they Social Security is too much. And they on the fixed income, they can't afford this tax increase. So unfortunately, it is going to be collateral damage, but we need to get together, 5-6 people with a couple G's, pool their money together and start grabbing these houses.
Mama Jenkins said I went back to
Count
college.
me in.
She said I went back to college after I worked 32 years at Briggs and Stratton and got my bachelor's degree in business finance, and I haven't did shit with that degree yet. Well, if I worked 32 years, I probably wouldn't have went back to school. I don't know that I would have went back. I would have been like, I'm chilling, man. I mean, you know, everybody has a different path, y'all. Everybody has a different path. And, you know, I'm so grateful that I got a chance to go because like my brother Earl said, it changed my life. And it probably ain't what I learned. It was probably just getting me out of this environment. It's probably just taking me to another place and expanding my perspective and starting to understand that this is a huge world and it's bigger than 17th and Capitol. It's bigger than Atkinson. It's bigger than 24 and 27. You know what I mean? Like once I got out and about and I was exposed to life, it changed I say that the craziest part is when I was in high school, I took French and Spanish and I couldn't grasp it. I couldn't mentally, algebra. I just couldn't. Once I got away and went to school, I knocked that shit down. If I took French now, I'd be speaking French in 2 months because my brain just opened up. Do I have to say no Diddy behind that one? I don't know. Jason Billy said, I don't know. Kamar got me nervous because
I had to think about it. Like I don't think we had to say it. We had to think too much. Like that was that was intellectual. No Diddy.
Okay. Kamar had me messed up last week because he beat me up. Well, no Diddy. He got on me. Well, no Diddy again. He teased me because I said I was gonna go to Bill the Butcher and give me a lot of meat. And Kamar gave me such a
Hey, it was the way you said it though. He kept saying it real. Well, you was here.
Oh my God. I can't do it. And I listen back to the show and just I don't know if y'all listen back to these shows. Sometimes I just be sitting there laughing out loud by myself like it's crazy. Jason Vidilli, man, shout out to you, cuz he said I'm with that. Earl Henning said I'm in too before Barada gets to buy all these houses from these people.
Y'all holler at me.
Pay the taxes anymore. Storm on the horizon, as usual. Kamar, what time we getting started Saturday?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
But setup start at 9.
Okay. 10 o'clock, Sherman Phoenix, Wellness Our Way.
Wellness Our Way.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen everybody else on the flyer. I haven't seen anything about Outlaw Radio or nothing.
Oh, you done seen it.
I haven't seen Outlaw Radio.
Outlaw Radio was the first one. Don't do that, man.
I didn't see it. Somebody. I don't
it's
know.
On some of them reels. It's on the reels too. Let me find out you ain't watching the stuff, man.
My self-esteem is taking a beating in this whole process.
Let me find out you ain't watching the content.
Mama Jenkins said, when I graduated, I had scholarships to go to college and I could have went with my brother, but I got a job and started making that money and got caught up in the good life. A lot of people did that. For me, it was just, I had to get out of Milwaukee. That's just what it comes down to. With the way my trajectory, I had to go. It just was because it wouldn't have been good. And I know it, right? And my parents were both like, nah, you moving a little funny, son. And times had changed too. So, back in the days, college, you could say, man, why would I do that when I can go work and make, this X amount of dollars? But when we came out of high school, it was right on the heels of the industrial collapse of Milwaukee. It wasn't a whole lot of opportunities in Milwaukee for brothers our age, right? It's either you're slinging crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. That's pretty much what it was. But they told when we were about 17, Kamar, they came out and said our life expectancy as young black males was 19 and a half years. That's what we were told. The shit was so treacherous, man. So, it is what it is. God is good, man. I'm grateful, man. The journey has been sweet. So we'll be at Wellness Our Way this week. Should be a dope event. I hope to see y'all there. Kamar, you got anything else going this week, or what else you got popping?
House of Vitality, y'all pull up.
There you go.
We got all these fresh juices. We got watermelon juice up there, seeded watermelon juice. Okay. We got seeded grape juice up there. We got cantaloupe juice up there, man. It's going down, man. We got apple juice, Honey Crisp apple juice, not just regular apple juice. We got Honey Crisp apple juice up there. And all y'all favorite flavors of Vitality, we got all that too. Smoothies, man. Y'all better come on in.
I had the juice too, and I froze it, and it was delicious. But I'm an apple juice dude. And my wife reminded me of something that was very funny. She's like, well, what? She said, what's this? I said, well, this is a bottle of Kamar's apple juice. And she said, oh, I know you love apple juice. But she said, Kevin, you know what I just thought of? I said, what? She pointed to the top of the shelf. We got a juicer that she bought years ago. And she's like, Kevin, you can make your own apple juice. I was like, dude, I never even thought, we haven't used it for years just because she didn't like the the byproduct. She said she felt like it was wasting, because it'd be a lot after you juice it.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't like that because it seems like I'm throwing away, like I'm wasting. But
compost it, put it in your garden.
Yep.
Yeah, well, now we got a garden, so there you go. There
Yep.
you go.
Put it in that dirt.
There you go. There
Let,
you
let
go.
them worms and insects and stuff do what they do to it.
Well, it'll happen this year because I intend to give me some watermelon and some apples and really go to town. And
Hey, I'm proud of mine out here, man. I done dug the whole backyard up.
you
It's
ahead of
all
me.
dirt back there. I got a little makeshift greenhouse. I got all my plants growing. They looking beautiful in there, man. I can't. The next nice day out here, I'm putting them in the dirt.
Okay.
I'm
You
put
ahead of
some
me.
of them.
I got to dig my little area up. Yeah. It's coming. It's going
I
down.
I do no-till gardening, and then that way you ain't got to till shit. You just I usually use like paper bags. You just line the ground and put like a barrier between the plants that's already there, and then you put your topsoil on that. So then the paper bags, they eventually compost into the soil, and then that's just another way to like keep your nutrients intact and your mycelium. The fungus that the plants use as an internet. And so that's how I do that one.
My cousin is saying, hey, man, do you ship? He absolutely does. Inbox this man. Yes, he does. I know for a fact he ships. Seduction Doll said, do you sip juice? He hit his line. He get it to you with the gypsiness. And commercial, I don't turn down nothing but my collar.
Got the juice. I got the juice.
Listen, I told y'all the other day that the shit that Drake did with the Tupac and the Snoop Dogg shit was the corniest move I've ever seen in my life. And there were some people who were saying that the shit was, it was creative and da-da-da-da. Well, apparently Tupac's family didn't feel that way because they sent him a cease and desist, and he since had to take that shit down. Right? There's still some knowledge and some wisdom left in us old farts, man. They always say the old people had the directions, but the young people had the energy to travel. So, I was just saying, like, I don't everything that comes along now, everything ain't for everybody. I understand that, but a lot of the shit we're seeing right now, its intentions for us is not good. And so culturally and creatively, I feel like there's an agenda to nullify our creativity and our cultural impact because it takes away some of our shine and it takes away for some of our ability to really move ahead and establish generational wealth. If we focus more on owning the culture and owning the music and owning the movies and owning our own visions and our own stories, I think we'll be even that much better. But anyways, that's just my opinion. I will see y'all Wednesday. Right, I'm asking what we got going for the week. Shit, nobody said we got another show on Wednesday. We got a show coming up on Wednesday, man. If you'd like to come on the show, please let me know. If you know somebody who should be on the show, please let me know. If you want to get a sponsorship, please let me know. I want y'all to understand that this is not just a labor of love. It is damn sure a labor. So be the type of person that does what you say you're going to do. Have some integrity and try to be. Nobody's perfect, but you can try to be good. And make sure you're not the type of person whose criticism of the community outweighs your contribution. Because if you are, we simply refer to you on Outlaw Radio as a goddamn coon. I'll see y'all Wednesday, man. Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace.